Blast off.
Hi guys, it's Chris, the Natural Progressive, and I have great guests with me. I have Val Hella 56. I have Pat, the Batman fan. I have Vegematic, and I have Jim from Science Talk with Jim Massa. Sorry, I messed that up, Jim. But anyway, so a lot has happened this week, and first off, I really wanted to update you with what's going on with me. Um, just to get that out of the way, I'm sorry. I want to pull up the chat too, so I don't know who's here because I don't think anyone's getting any freaking notifications and it's showing our chat is
They're
empty.
all here.
Um,
Billy Love, Echoes of Not,
okay, so
Anthony
I'm
Peters,
missing. All right,
EB.
yay. I'm not getting those. What the hell happened to my chat? I don't know what's going on with my chat. I really don't. Sorry. Um, I'm gonna have to figure that out in a minute. Anyway, so as many of you know, I tested negative for COVID. Thank God.
Yay.
All right, yay, yay. And my company paid for the time that between the time I got tested and the time I got my test results. And also, my husband works for me now, like part time. That's a part time gig for him. He also got paid for that time. However, as of Friday, after I got my test results negative, um, I'm not getting paid anymore. Even though I'm still sick, I still have a fever, and my doctor recommends I do not go back to work until I haven't had a fever for 24 hours. That has not happened. So I am in the position where I have to choose to go to work with a fever and high blood pressure, which I've never ever had in my entire life. And suddenly I have, go to work and risk getting COVID or stay home. And I am just I today I chose to stay home. Tomorrow I'm gonna stay home. I told my boss I'm gonna do it, 2 more days. After that I can't afford to not get paid. Um I don't know. I mean, it's really crazy because the big corporations, which my company is, are getting a big influx of money, corporate socialism kind of thing. Um, so I'm really kind of disgusted that my company usually takes really good care of people and they're just failing me. I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed. Really, really harshly disappointed in what's going on with my company right now. Um, I'm not getting paid and I don't know what's going to happen. I can't get um short-term disability because I can't get into my doctor till the 20th of May. My rheumatologist for my autoimmune disorder, which is probably why I have a fever. Anyway, I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us are in this situation. Some people are getting very well taken care of. We will get a check in the mail in the next 3 weeks of $1,200 a person, I guess. That's gonna happen. Um, but that's one paycheck. That $1,200 is
Unless they make a mistake and send you Boeing's check
that would
for
be
a
nice.
billion
That would
dollars.
not be nice.
Yeah.
But $1,200 is like half a month's pay. It's not a full month. It's not even a full month's pay. So and the thing is the small businesses, they're forcing them, they get loans to keep their employees, so they pay them anyway whether or not they work. And then they're hi Oz. And then the other people, like with big corporations, they're like not requiring them to do anything at all for their employees. And I'm stuck in that over 500 sphere. The people that I work for, they have more than 500 people. What the fuck do I do?
Do they
What?
not give you any sick time at your
No,
job?
I have 40 hours sick pay a year. I've already used that up. Most of it I've used because I have I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with my autoimmune disorder. Um, I just did some more tests, a lot of abnormalities, like tons. They call them markers, I guess is what they call them, for autoimmune disorders. I tested really high for scleroderma, and so we're just trying to find out how bad my scleroderma is, but we can't finish that testing because the hospitals are overwhelmed. Like I got the blood test done. That's fine. But I can't get my pulmonary function test and I can't get my esophagus test. Because scleroderma affects your esophagus and your lungs. The lungs is the same thing as the the fucking COVID virus. It affects it the exact same way with the shortness of breath and all that. So I can't get tested for that. It's like it's not available to me. So I'm
And
fucked. I'm fucked. I'm like I can't get paid. I'm not getting paid. I don't get paid. I'm done. I can't get paid. I got to go to work sick, which I'm going to do. I told my boss if I still have a fever in 2 days, I'm going back to work no matter what. That's what I told him. That's what's going to happen. I can't go without a paycheck. I don't know about you, but I need a paycheck. So that's the way it
well,
is.
most people are playing it pretty close to the bone, and from what I understand, most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So
Well, I
they've
know
got
I
to
am.
be, yeah, and it's the same in Canada. I think things are a little better here, but still, people have to get through. I don't know how long it's going to process. It's going to take to process all the money that is coming from the government. But the EI system, or I guess you would call it unemployment insurance in the States,
Mhm.
but they are overwhelmed. They have over a million. Now that's more percentage wise. They've got over a million people applying for unemployment insurance, and I know it's like 3 million in the States, but you're 10 times our population. So there's more people here, I think, that are being affected by it than even down there. But I think I have to say, I'm not a big fan of Trudeau, but he's actually handling this pretty well, and everybody is going to get $2,000 a month. People that aren't able
Whoopee.
to work,
Thank
or
God.
because of
Yeah,
yeah,
unlike the
and
$1,200 a month one-time shit from the
that,
U.S.
Yeah,
Gov here.
2,000 a month is way better. I mean,
yeah, and that's
$1,200 one time payment. That's one check. That's
yeah,
one check for me. That's it.
yeah,
One check, and that doesn't even include my car allowance and all my other
Boy.
uh, benefits from working.
Corporations got their fucking goddamn half a bill. Well,
yeah.
excuse me, half a
All the
trillion. Half a
corporations.
trillion.
Boeing got a pretty good chunk of that change too, from what I understand, and their CEO said they didn't really need it, but they were going to take it anyway. So I
That's what's
don't know.
bullshit. Is they're
Yeah,
like they don't need it, but they're gonna take it. Like they won't take it unless there's strings attached, and that's what happened with that whole fucking bill. I
He's maneuvered.
like if they need it, they would take it without strings attached, or
Another
with
big
the strings
advantage.
attached. They would take it, but they don't need it. So like, no, if you're gonna attach strings to it, I don't want it. That's bullshit. It's so bullshit. They don't need
Another
Let's
it.
give,
advantage.
let's
Another
give,
advantage
corporatocracy.
Canadians have is that they have a universal healthcare system.
Well,
Exactly.
isn't that nice? That's
That is
crap.
something that if you talk to any Canadian, that is the one thing about Canada that they love the most, and no politician would dare cut it or touch it because they know what's going to happen if they try and privatize it. And there's no shortage of politicians here that are just aching to privatize little parts of it and that. But most Canadians are just like in love with the system. So I can't understand why you guys haven't had it for years. We've had it, I
Because the
think about,
politicians on the goddamn take. They don't give a shit about us. Plain and
yeah,
simple.
No, they
yeah,
don't.
yeah,
And once they give it to us, they know that they can't take it back.
exactly.
So it's
Think about this. Think about someone who comes down with the COVID, actually has to go to the hospital. Okay, they live, they survive it, but with the fucked up healthcare system in quotes, that's in place in the U.S., just imagine the goddamn medical bills they're gonna get slammed with.
Unbelievable.
Just
That's
getting
enough to
the
give you a
test.
goddamn coronary and kill you on the spot.
Yeah,
Just
and
imagine the test. I got the COVID test, but before they give me the COVID test, they made me take the flu test. They made me make sure I tested negative for the flu, and then they made me test negative for strep, and then they give me the COVID. And I'm like, do I have to pay for this through my insurance? Is this what's going on? Because I'm trying to save my insurance money for my autoimmune disease. So I don't want to pay for tests I don't need, and I don't think I need a strep test. I'm pretty sure I don't need a flu test. Why do I have to take that? And that's not covered. Yes, maybe the COVID test is covered. They said every American could get a COVID test, but they require you to take the flu test and the strep test before you get the COVID test. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
The emphasis on our healthcare system is not on like really comprehensively treating you, managing your wellness. It's about jumping through a bunch of fucking hoops and spending a bunch of money, and a bunch of red tape,
Yeah.
I've never seen the medical bill in my life, so I can't imagine it.
Wow.
Oh,
And
Veg, you're so lucky. You're so lucky.
whether you're working or not, you're covered. It's not tied into your employment at all, and it's
Which it
basically
shouldn't be.
no. You're covered from cradle to grave. When you're working, a certain amount comes off your paycheck, but it's nowhere near anything like you guys pay in private insurance, right? It's like a tax that comes
Yeah.
off, but
I couldn't
and
imagine. It'd be like 2% tax on top. I mean, I'd gladly pay 2% more than taxes.
it's exactly
Well,
yeah.
It's so
let's put it this way.
stupid.
First of all, remember how Bernie kept going, "How are you going to pay for this? How are you going to pay for
Yeah.
this?" And well, no one said, "How are you going to pay for this fucking bailout?" Goddamn shit it just went
Yeah.
through. All of a sudden, that's not an
And the
important question anymore.
wars.
But here's the thing.
That's that.
Here's the thing. Okay. And Bernie really needed to push this more. He did do this on occasion, but he really needed to make this point more forcefully. And that is, when you're paying a monthly premium, when you're paying deductibles and copays, that is a personal tax that
Yeah,
you are
sure.
paying to the private companies. You are getting rid of the personal tax and just simply exchanging it for Medicare for all, something out of your paycheck. Yes, that withholding goes up, but when compared to how much you're forking out with the monthly premiums, deductibles, and copays, you're saving a shitload of money.
Absolutely, yeah. And the medical people in the medical profession here. I had a friend that was my doctor actually, and he crossed the border for a while, and he couldn't stand it. He came back. He said, "Well, the thing is, you have to hire a whole billing department, as somebody to do all the billing for the doctor's office and everything, and you have to go through all this paperwork." Whereas here, I mean, you're not going to find a poor doctor. I mean, the government still pays these guys pretty big bucks. I mean, there's a lot of millionaire doctors here. The thing is, they don't have to spend all their time just with all this bullshit paperwork with I don't know how many different insurance companies you're
You cut
dealing
out the
with.
middle guy. You cut out that middle person.
Exactly. Well, how is a for-profit system going to be less expensive than a not-for-profit? It just doesn't make sense. It's the whole privatization argument that you hear about anything in government these days. They want to, privatize it. It'll be more efficient. Bullshit. The government runs things
Right.
plenty efficiently. Our government used to run more things and they ran better. Our railways used to be nationalized, basically, and they turned them over to the private sector. And now, surprise, surprise, they're not maintaining the tracks properly. They're not, there's accidents, and it's not as good. But you'll always hear these free market guys go, private sector is always more efficient than the government.
That's bullshit. Bullshit.
It's total bullshit.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit.
George Carlin.
Oh wait, Pat, tell the story about your medicine that you needed and how much the price got jacked up.
Oh, well, I mean, it was my insulin and my wife's insurance at her job switched because her company got bought out by some other shitty company. And of course, the first thing they do when they move in is see where they can slash things and get rid of things, you know, and make more money. So the insurance got switched. Bottom line, the insulin that was the last time I got it 4 months or so ago went from $25 to $120. You know, switched it to a different brand
And then
name.
the last time you went to get it, it was way higher than that. When you were on live, just after you left that office, it was like 700 or something, or.
Yeah, I mean, they do that. They just jerk you around, you know, and you have no say, and you know, it's either spend all day on the phone, you know, you have to yell at 3 different people until you get somebody who can actually do anything, and even then they don't give a shit. And so it's like, you know, they know people will give up, you know, eventually.
Oh yeah, they will. But
Just
I'm
be like,
here to tell you, if you have a student loan right now, my suggestion is put it on. You can suspend your student loan, and it's super easy to do if you have one right now. Trust me, I just did it because I'm not getting paid right now. I can't have more coming out than I have coming in. So I called my student loan provider, and like they have an automated system. You want this suspended? Boom. You click this number and it gets suspended. So I would suggest you guys do that if you are hurting, because I don't know about you, but I owe $34,000 in student loans. So you know, it's like $350 a month is what I was paying. I'm like, screw this, I can't do it anymore. Um,
Good for you.
I put it on
Wait.
because there's no interest on it now, so you can suspend it, and it's super easy.
yeah,
You don't even
forbearance.
have to talk to anyone. You just it's a on the system, the touchpad system. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Fucking don't pay him.
Wait, I'm going to throw something out there for folks to like kind of get pissed about. So the U.S.
Okay.
government,
Another thing.
so the U.S. government, you know, approved this paltry bullshit insult, $1,200
Oh,
one-time deal,
that was.
which is not for a lot of people. Is not going to cover a lot of the
It's not even
basics.
going to cover half your mortgage in
So
most places.
a lot of people are not working, but they
Mhm,
still have electric bills, cell phone bills, internet bills, food to
mhm,
buy. So what's going to happen? They're going to have to put that shit on the credit card,
mhm,
and the credit card is going to be jacking up, you
mhm.
know, the credit card debt. So we're going to probably see. It wouldn't surprise me, depending on how long this shit runs for, if we have total for the entire country over $2 trillion in credit card debt.
Oh yeah, but the credit card companies, the banks will be bailed out, not the
And they'll
people.
just sit there and whack you with the 17.9% interest, and they're going to make money hand over fist.
Of
They're gonna
course.
take it all.
Okay, you guys read some comments for just
Yeah,
a
Jilly
minute.
had said something about that I didn't want to forget about the fact that employment and health insurance are tied in together is just
That's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
It's
Yeah,
like how
I
many
agree.
11 million people just lost their health care because of this, like in the middle of this, on
Agree.
Yeah,
top of their
when
job.
you most
100%.
need it.
One.
That's it doesn't sound sane.
It's not sane. It's ridiculous
Yeah,
that in the first place to have your employment tied with your insurance, because how does that give you freedom? USA is supposed to be the land of the free. How are you free if you're tied to a job because you have to have insurance? How does that make you free? Tell me how that makes you free. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm ranting.
they call it
Well,
the
you have the
American
expectation
dream.
of,
To be asleep to believe it,
yeah,
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
that is a weird concept for me as a Canadian. But I'll tell you, I think that if people got out and demanded it more, and the problem is with all these lobbyists you got, these healthcare lobbyists. I mean, look at Joe Biden now. Oh no, Medicare for all, we can't do that. You know,
I know
all
he
these.
said he would veto it if it came to
Yeah.
his desk as president. He would veto it.
Oh,
Who
he
the
said he'd
fuck
be.
is voting for that asshole? I'm
He
They're-
even
sorry.
said he'd be
I don't give
happy
a
to
shit
pick a
about you right on
Republican
TV,
as a
but
vice president. Sorry.
oh, sorry, man.
No,
I,
it's okay.
if you guys recall, I did say that the presidential candidates will be doing they're campaigning on webcam. I said that about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and that's what they're doing. And
Oh my God.
I doubt if they do have an election, it'll be either online. They're talking about mailing. I kind of even doubt that.
Yeah, I don't trust the election system. We don't have a democracy.
Boris
But can I
Johnson.
read Muscow's comment? 'Cause
Yeah.
I like her. The EPA is stopping regulations now. Secondly, the food safety inspections for U.S. beef are now privatized. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, I agree with all that. I totally agree with all that. And I don't think Biden would make any difference in that. He doesn't give a fuck about us. Do you think he gives a fuck about you? Go watch
Yeah.
Pat and Oz on his show. What's your show called? Your new show?
Carlin was right.
Carlin was right. Yeah. Go watch that fucking
There you
show,
go.
and that'll
yeah.
Good
explain
one.
it to you. Oh my God, Carlin was right. It's a big fucking club, and we're not in it. But Biden,
Exactly.
Trump, all those people are in that fucking club, and it pisses me off. It doesn't matter who we elect at this point. We have no
But
Nope.
control, and
Yeah,
it's
now they
already.
want to push Cuomo.
I know, God, yeah.
that's
Oz,
a good idea.
Oz knows a lot about that. My face,
So
but
what is exactly the point of holding a primary? If the
Yeah,
Democrats,
duh.
there is no
I mean,
fucking point.
legally they don't even have to, apparently, because that judge has said that. Well, yeah, you could,
Yeah,
do it the
they
old-fashioned
could
way
do
in
it
a
in a dark
smoke-filled
room.
room.
Yeah, smoke-filled room.
Yeah. So and let's face it. I mean, the exit polls were way off, and
if it was
some
any
evidence
other
of
country,
machine
they would have
flipping and
shut it down and done a takeover or whatever. They would have said, no, these elections are invalid. If it was any other country, that would have happened.
Yeah, if you're
Yep.
expecting
Yep.
the establishment to suddenly get misty-eyed and start helping us, I think that's
It's not going to
pretty,
happen. And
pretty
then
long wait.
Biden says he's not going, he may not be there very long. So
What's the point of them running?
I know.
They know they can
fucking
do whatever
running.
they want. I mean,
Okay,
what do you,
Oz.
I mean,
Oz knows a lot about this, so I want him to comment on this topic. He's spent a lot of time on this.
They're just trying to position Cuomo into a 1968 McGovern Humphrey thing where they can kick Biden to the curb and slip Cuomo in there into the politics of the party. That's all they're doing. And, I look at Cuomo like I look at a Chicago gangster. That's what that guy is. He's, obviously he's in bed with his donors like every other damn politician that we're stuck with on this planet. And I think the Convo Couch did a great breakdown of Cuomo. I think it was last night. I recommend everybody watch Pasta and Fiorello. Just show exactly why Cuomo's not the guy. And he came out today. He said he's not running for office or president.
Yeah,
and,
he said that today. I watched his.
Yeah, he's so full of shit. He's if they asked him, he'd do it in a heartbeat. You know it.
Oh, I
And-
know. Okay,
I'm
one
not
more
running, but
question.
it's drafted. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they're drafted, and here's the thing, all these party loyalist Democrats are saying, "Oh, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't do that. We wouldn't." Sure as hell they're going to do that. Well, they can't even run a fair, non-rigged election. What the hell are they talking about? And Biden, everybody's got buyer's remorse that actually voted for Biden. When you talk about the rigging in the damn election, this whole Democratic Party election thing it reeks, and we've been getting
I'm
screwed.
disgusted. I'm disgusted.
For last forever.
Okay,
So you guys
Oz,
know I preach to the choir.
answer Muscal's next question. Representative Rokana and Representative Ryan have their own coronavirus relief bill. It seems very good. You should discuss this on your next panel. Let's discuss it now. Do you know anything about it? I mean, if you know anything about it. If not, we'll look into it and discuss it.
About the relief bill, the coronavirus relief bill?
Yeah, for Rokana and Tim Ryan.
You know what? Tim Ryan, really? Honestly, no, I don't. And I really don't want to hear it from neoliberals. And honestly, I don't really trust.
I don't trust them either. I mean, God, they let lobbyists come in.
Yeah, I look at it like this. All these guys are trying to use this cataclysmic pandemic to their political best interest, no matter what they say. You know,
Yeah, I mean, never
that's
let a good crisis go to waste. I
I'm
mean,
probably the biggest cynic in the room here. Maybe not, but
I'm
I'm
a
pretty.
cynic. No,
I'm cynical.
cynic.
But, you know,
Cynic. Hello, I'm a
like
Yep.
cynic.
like Pat
Same
and I
here.
talked about the other night. Gene Harlow once said, "If you lie down with dogs, you get up with fleas." Well, that's
Yeah.
for all the Democratic politicians in there. I'm not even talking about the Republicans, but they've all been playing games, and we're seeing AOC, you know, slip into that change mode where she's kind of shifting gears or
Oh my
direct
God, I can't
stuff.
believe she ripped about the bill and then she fucking voted for it anyway. I mean,
Yeah, and
I know we need relief, but
right,
I would have liked to see like all you know the what are those the five or whatever
yeah,
people like pushing really hard to separate the relief for the people
yeah.
away
So
from the relief for the fucking corporations and shit. I
yeah,
would
and
have really liked to see that.
closing on
That would have
that.
made me happy, but I didn't see that. I didn't
Yeah,
see that.
if she's gonna rip it and then vote for it, I want her to answer me this question, Batman, not you, Batman, but AOC in the reference
Mm.
is okay. So we're gonna get a crumb from the table of $1,200. So is it true, Alexandria Ocasio Cortez, that ultimately we're going to get charged $8,300 for that $1,200 check that they're
Mhm.
trying to placate us with, just to, you know, smoke and mirrors us away? And what's going to happen next month? Are we going to get another $1,200 check, or do you got to through all this bullshit again, where they're giving more money to the
Or
corporation?
they'll sit there and argue about it again.
Yeah,
Like, do we really need to bail out the people?
yeah,
Do we
yeah,
really need to do that? Let's argue about it for another month while people are fucking struggling to pay their rents and their mortgages and their power bills and their you know everything their food.
right.
Let's struggle and fight about that for another fucking month. Like they
Yeah,
could have had it monthly. I mean, the Republicans, for fuck's sake, were trying to get it a monthly amount. Trump was trying to get it a monthly amount. What the fuck is up with you fucking Democrats? Why aren't you fighting for that instead of, oh, we can handle it through unemployment benefits? You know what pisses me off about that? I am not unemployed, but I can't get paid. I can't get paid because I'm not unemployed, but I'm out of paid time off because employers that have over 500 people aren't required to pay that. They're
and
not
you got it good.
required to pay paid time sick leave for the COVID thing. They're not required to do that. So I'm not getting paid. Who's going to take care of me? I'm sorry. I can go to work sick, which I will do in 2 days. Yes, I'm mad. I am mad, Oz. I'm
Right.
mad because I told my boss if I'm not better in 2 days, I'm going to go to fucking work anyway because I can't live another day without pay. I need to get paid. Okay? Home Depot, like I fucking hate Home Depot, but they fucking are paying their people additional on top of what they already have 80 hours a week. 80 hours a week paid time off, or not a week, but additional paid time off, no questions asked sick leave on top of what they already have. If
Well,
you're
you know,
part
take my
time, you still get that. It doesn't matter. And if you do decide to go to work, you get a bonus. So you get an incentive if you're healthy and able to go to work. I have an autoimmune disease. If I go to work, I could get really sick and I could die. I have a secondary mortality or whatever the fuck they call it. If I go to work, I could
Morbidity.
die. Morbidity. Yeah, I could die. I mean, and my daughter was freaking out tonight. She was freaking out. She does. I'm like, I told her what I was gonna do. It's like I'm gonna wait 2 more days and see what happens. If they decide to pay me, they decide to pay me. If not, I'm gonna go back to work. And she's like, Mom, please don't do that. Please don't go to work. Please don't go to work. Don't do
well, you know,
that. And
look at my
God, it breaks my
situation.
fucking heart. It breaks my heart. But what am I gonna do if I can't pay the fucking bills? What do you do?
Well, look at my situation. I'm a substitute teacher. No benefits. Schools are closed down. I have no income. Period.
Ugh.
No
Yeah.
freaking
That's
income
why,
at
and
all.
that's why every single person that's starting live chats and everybody's trying to reinvent themselves to have a work at home skiing YouTube. I see everybody doing that.
Yeah,
They're doing
and
it
so
now.
everyone's getting divided up. Okay.
Right. Making
So
the
is
pie.
this problem? Okay, I really want to ask it. I'm sorry.
But
Now.
you would succeed, Christine, if you
I
did this
don't
full
know.
time.
I
You
don't think
would.
I'm that lovable, but Veg,
Yes, you are.
I want to know if that's that's not what happens in Canada, right? That's not what happens. Like, you don't have to worry like I do. Like, I have an
Well,
autonomy
certainly we don't
disorder.
have to worry about insurance, and most companies will provide a certain amount of sick time. But what
How much sick time do you
Trudeau,
get? Just
well,
curious.
it varies. It depends on the job. My wife, well, we're both retired now, so. But when my wife was working for the government, she got 6 weeks off every year. And if you didn't take them off, you could stack them up and store them. And sick time, loads of sick time. Uh, but what's going on here, you see, is that it's not just if you lost your job. If you were self-employed, for instance, and they're saying, okay, in Ontario, you can't go to all non-essential businesses are supposed to be closed. So if you work in a non-essential, what they consider non-essential business, and you're self-employed, a lot of people are like, gig employed and Uber drivers and things like that. The government will pay you $2,000 a month for the next 4 months is
Oh,
what they've
that's nice.
committed to.
But
So,
essential workers who have maybe a.
oh, they're working like extra hours, but a
But
lot of
my
these,
job is considered essential
right?
because I
Okay,
work in hardware stores, which are considered essential.
right.
But
Okay.
um, I don't consider garden chemicals essential. I'm sorry. I mean,
No, not really.
I really don't consider garden chemicals essential. So I'm still supposed to be okay to go to work, even though I don't know. Anyway, we have 40 hours a
People
week,
here
so
are
that's it.
facing a lot of pain too, because it's going to take them a long time to get the bureaucracy set, so that it sends out all these checks and everything. So it's probably going to be
Veg.
the end of April
What makes
before
you
anybody
think,
gets any money.
Veg, what
Where
makes
So
did
you
Oz
think the
go?
whole system's not going to collapse? That they
no,
can continue this system going. They
Oh,
already said
Mama.
that the cops aren't answering most calls. That's already been said. The schools are closed down. The cops aren't answering most calls. They also said that liquor stores and pot stores are being kept open as essential businesses.
yep.
That's to keep people cool from blowing their tops. So this is happening now. I see Mad Max in about 2 months.
No kidding.
Mm.
Okay, read comments if you can, guys. Where did
I
Oz
mentioned
go?
that because somebody mentioned the beer line. Yeah, they're going to have beer lines.
You're
Keep
gonna
people
have every
cool.
kind of lines. Oh my God. I'm just so
Echo
frustrated. We
said,
can't find flour. I'm trying to make my own fucking bread. You know how hard it is to find flour?
"Really?"
It's like
And the wait,
flour.
you can't order it on Amazon because the wait is like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, I just want
Everything.
flour.
It's the only thing that's been in sort of short supply up here is toilet paper. The grocery stores
Oh, we
have
haven't found
everything.
that for weeks. Thank God my husband always had a tower of toilet paper in our bathroom forever. Thank fucking God for that.
Yeah,
But yeah, toilet paper. But I want
but
flour.
I mean, flour,
Gene,
yeah,
Gene,
that's not a problem here. The
Really?
stores are pretty much well stocked. So I don't
that's
know if
Canuck
they're
land.
what's that?
That's Canuck land, Canada.
Yeah,
Gene mentioned something that the cops are out sick. I think they have like
Oh
10,000
yeah, a lot of
New York
cops are
City
getting
cops are
sick.
out.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
have the
according
emergency services is collapsing when the cops are getting sick, the fire. And then I've been seeing all these videos with these nurses freaking out,
Oh
crying,
yeah.
you know,
Just done. There you are, Oz. I was wondering where you went.
and that is what they're really scared of, is that these essential services such as nurses and doctors not showing up. In
Yeah.
fact, did anybody see the interview that Stefan Molyneux had with a nurse who was scared to go to work? Nobody saw
no,
that.
Molyneux's not my favorite guy. So
All right, but he was talking. This nurse called in and she said she was scared to death of going to work, and she was working on a psychiatric unit. But they could pull them anytime. They could pull you and say, "Hey, you're going down to the ER to work." So you got a situation where you have young moms thinking they could die.
Yeah,
So I don't see the healthcare system
I'm
holding up.
old and I'm fine, but
Oh,
my daughter would not be good with me dying because she already lost her mom a few years ago. Her real mom, I'm just her stepmom. She would not be good with me dying. She would
no,
not handle that well. She's
I
already
wouldn't be.
on the
None of us would be good with
edge.
that.
She is stressed. Like
Please don't die.
she's begging me not to go back to work until I'm better.
Right. I agree
Begging
with her.
me.
I agree.
But if I don't have a check, what the fuck am I supposed to do? It's like,
Go on unemployment.
well, unemployment only works if you get laid off. If you quit, you don't get paid unemployment.
Maybe, maybe not. It depends, but that's all. You could.
well, I think I can see from this conversation why the U.S. is number one. You've surpassed China now as far as
Yes.
new
We're
infections.
so fucked in number
Number one.
Number one.
We're number one.
Here's another thing that people can't pay their mortgages and stuff like that, and then the banks start foreclosing on the mortgages, and then Steve Mnuchin can buy them all back up again,
Yeah.
Yeah, and profit off of him, of the
like he
poor
did in 08,
bastards
09.
who can't afford the fucking mortgage they're getting. They'll just keep selling, and then they'll foreclose
So then you have
again.
whole
And
families homeless.
oh fuck, we are so fucked. We are so fucked. And
Well, I'd like
that's
to
just the
invite you
beginning.
guys all up here and as refugees. I think we really need to start taking intelligent Americans as refugees because God knows what you're facing down there is
Well,
a
I mean, I'm in
nightmare.
Alaska, so I'm a little above right now, but
Oh, well, that's okay.
but
Alaska
Alaska's actually closed its borders. We're
We've
totally
just
isolated from the
Really?
rest of the world.
we've
The only
decided to
placing,
stay here and hunker down because I wanted to move to Elko.
Alaska has even banned intrastate travel
Really?
wow.
Smart move. Really.
because
The
you
only,
have a lot of villages are not allowing people to go into the villages because a lot of villages don't have any medical infrastructure at all.
right.
So they're just they've clamped down big time.
Well, so far, Nunavut in Canada, Nunavut used to be the Northwest Territories, not a single case.
You're
Haven't found a
lucky.
single infection.
You're
So
lucky.
maybe living way up north there is an advantage,
Yeah.
I'm in the deep south. So,
In our county, we have 8 cases that I didn't look up the new numbers, but as of yesterday, we had 8 cases in our small rural county. So, Twilla County, there's 8 cases.
there's a few around here, and it keeps the number keeps increasing. It hasn't been like huge yet, but people are scared. I mean, they haven't banned you going out. You go out and people all of a sudden I noticed people starting to wear masks. This one guy was in the grocery store yesterday wearing those painters masks. He looks like it was off the set of Breaking Bad or something. Right? Because I guess those masks aren't really fully available.
No, they're
Yeah.
not. Okay.
I'm not. I'm hoping people maintain their civility towards one another. I'm not counting on it at all, but
Well,
I mean,
when Americans line up
just
around the block for guns, it's scary, right? You guys have a gun culture that's just out of this world. The first thing you do when you're scared is go and get line up around the gun store. Never mind the toilet paper, get me a gun.
Oh yeah.
No
I don't
kidding.
know.
Yeah. That's the
so-
next run. It was toilet paper, it was started with masks, then it was toilet paper, sanitizer, wipes, all that, and then it was guns. Like it was like 5th on the list of people that stock up on. I've had my guns forever. And I'm afraid to take them with me anywhere, but I have a gun in case I need it. But
Well, you live out in the country too.
Show them your gun. Show them your gun.
do I have to?
Yeah.
Again, you always
Yeah,
make me
show-
show my gun. This is
show
my
'em your-
little gun. It's a
That's
little
Mine's
tiny
bigger than
gun.
yours. Mine's
It's,
bigger than
and I
yours.
made my own case. I made that myself because
So it's like a Derringer.
yeah,
Is
it's
that
a little Derringer.
right on?
It's not loaded.
You sure?
See, yes.
You pistol packing
What
mama.
caliber is that thing? What is that?
It's a
40?
38.
Oh my gosh.
That's a
That'll
big
blow
one.
your wrist in half. Have you shot that thing?
Yes, I have.
Oh my
Only
God.
once, but
Oh,
I have. Yeah.
ow.
Or not once, but I've
It kind of
shot
reminds
twice.
me of something
It's cute,
Carlin
right?
once said. He goes, "Newsflash: a
Huh.
man shot and killed 7 people. He said he was cleaning his gun when it accidentally went off."
No, I mean, I'm not a big gun person. I do like to target, shoot, but I would never kill a living thing. I would have a really hard time killing a living
Unless they
thing.
pissed you off.
But I
Like a 2-legged thing.
but if I had to put an animal out of its misery, God
Yeah.
forbid,
That's
I would be very thankful to have this. Is
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
I can honestly say I've never had a gun in my life, and nobody I know has a gun
Really?
because I live in the city. And yeah, if you
Yeah.
live, I mean, I don't hunt, so I don't really
I
have
don't hunt. I
have a
never
need
hunted
for
in
it.
my fucking life. I mean,
Mm.
I went with my parents, but I never could possibly kill a living thing.
No, I'm the same.
I
Well,
can't.
to
I
get
can't
to
even
the
kill a
point,
fucking fly. I couldn't swat a fly. I just couldn't. I like living things too much.
Hey, Chris, can you do a show and title the show something like this show is going to show everybody what they're packing?
Maybe.
That would be cool.
So leave me the fuck alone. Stay
Yeah,
away from me. I'm not afraid to use it. No, no. If someone was threatening my animals, I would have no problem taking them
Mhm.
Yeah,
down.
you
If
can
they were
always shoot
threatening
them.
my animals,
You can
don't
always
fucking touch
scare
my
them
animals.
first. You can always scare them first. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to shoot a person. You
Right.
could just shoot it in the air
Oh, my
or
gun's
water.
kept unloaded. I showed you that. I don't keep it
Yes, very
loaded.
good.
It's like that would be really stupid.
And you're right. It would be. But yeah, that's just because you have a gun doesn't necessarily mean you're going to kill somebody.
No, that's
You know, it,
not my intention at all. At all. At all. Not, I mean, but it is important to have one if you have animals and you can't get a vet out and there's an animal suffering. Um,
Oh,
you,
if I were in your situation, I certainly would have a gun, but it's just never even occurred to me to
I don't need a gun to protect me against humans. Fuck,
Well,
no,
I can kick
not at
most
least
humans'
not yet,
asses even in my condition. So screw
unless they
you.
well,
find out about your husband's toilet paper stash,
Ah,
then
yeah.
all bets are
No,
off.
I'll jump on my foxy horse and she
Mm.
will trample them. Unless they
Yeah.
have a gun, then I might have to match them with a gun. But I thought about these things. But my
well,
horse could run them
I used
over.
to have I used to have a sled dog team, and so I kept the 12 gauge with me, mainly protection from moose,
Oh,
because
nice.
moose can be very ornery around dog teams. Like they'll go in there and
Oh
stomp the
yeah.
dogs to death.
Horses
So,
can do
but
that
but my
against dogs
first the
too.
first round was always a rubber bullet round, and then if that didn't convince the moose the error of its ways, if I had to, then the hollow points followed.
Yeah, but
But
the rubber bull. I mean,
fortunately, I never had to get to that. But I
you
have shot
wouldn't.
moose
Not
with
with a
rubber
herd
bullet to
animal.
chase them, to chase them away. Moose are not herd animals, but
Oh
you
yeah, they're
know,
not, are they? I'm sorry. I'm thinking horses and deer and stuff. Moose
I
aren't.
mean, moose
More
technically
moose
are the largest deer
aren't really
family,
a.
but they're not herd,
Yeah,
not
that
like
makes sense.
elk.
Okay, well, I need to go get me some more water, guys. So, if you guys want to read some comments and chat with the people for a minute, I want to say hi to. Oh, Sami, you're supposed to be on tonight. I don't know what's happened to you, but you're supposed to be on. Jean, hi, Muscal, love you. Val, yeah, you're right there. Gazar, 100 nanometer virus stops the world. Who said big is mighty?
right.
I know, right?
There.
TRC Galaxy. I love it. Jay Inslee keeps telling we state residents that if we handle COVID 19 responsibly, then we can return to normal. Hooray, back to planet eating. We are so FUBAR. Thank you, TRC. That's a great comment. We are so
What's
FUBAR.
gonna go
Okay, read
back
some
to
more
normal?
comments. I need to go get me some more water because my throat is dry.
Give
And
me water. Cool,
I
cool.
need some water. I need some water. And I want to find a video. Like, there's a really great new Willie Nelson and Son video that's really cool song. I
What's
want
the
to
name
try
of it?
and find it. Something about breathing. Um, it's the first thing. If you look at, it's one of the first things on Nelson's page. It's really good. If someone could share that, I know I might get a copyright claim, but I'm sure Willie Nelson loves me
Is it
anyway.
Just Breathe? Is it Just Breathe? Is that the name of it?
I don't know if that's the name. It's something about. Oh no, it's stop watching the news and build a garden or something like that. That's it. Sorry, I was thinking of another one, but yeah, turn off the news and build a garden. I think that's what it's called. Try to find that because I want to play that for everybody.
I'll get it.
If you could share screen on that eventually, but I'm gonna go grab me some more water because I'm out of water. See, no more water. Damn
I
it.
found it.
Okay, you guys read some comments and talk amongst
Okay.
yourself. I will be back
Actually,
in just a couple minutes because I'm gonna start coughing.
Veg still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
I got a question for you. Is that
Sure.
a keyboard I see behind you?
That yeah, I've got a bunch of keyboards. That's a Hammond, I think.
I was
Yeah.
wondering. I thought I was seeing drawbars on that. Is
Yeah,
that like
it's a modern Hammond though. It's not one of
okay.
the original B3 things. It's
The
a
B
fairly,
C3s or the L100s or anything like that?
yeah. I got the Leslie to go with it too, which is a lot of fun.
Oh,
Scares
did
the
you?
hell out of the cats, you know. You know, those bass
I take it
pedals.
you're a keyboard player then.
I used to be, not so much anymore. I just kind of, I don't know. I used to be in a few bar bands and things, and just kind of lost interest.
Yeah, I was in a couple of rock bands. I'm a keyboard player
Oh,
and
cool.
bass as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, because I'm looking at it and I go, I'm seeing drawbars on that thing back there. that's where my eyes zoomed right into.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah,
Hell, I'd
I
be
just
happy
sort of
with a cut
slowly
down
got out of it
C3.
as I got older. You know, I really used to enjoy it a lot, but it got to the point where people just don't seem to care about music the way that they used to. You know, people don't listen. For one thing, the bars are all empty even before this virus thing. So things just kind of dried up as far as actually being
Yeah.
able to make any money at it or anything. And then, you know,
Yeah.
I got to be my age and kind of thought, nah, I'm not. I'll leave it to the younger kids to do that stuff, you know.
Well, it sounds like you and I have a similar age bracket. But my view from like 66 to 82, that was the golden year of contemporary music. The
Oh
golden
yes, I
age.
have to agree. Yeah, yeah. The '70s, I loved. I loved prog rock. Actually, it was sort of pretentious. And everything,
ELP.
some people. Yeah, yeah.
ELP, Genesis, Renaissance, Gentle Giant.
Yeah, yeah. Jethro Tull.
Yep.
The Straubs. I don't know if you remember them.
Oh
British
yeah.
band. Yeah. Okay.
I actually
They still
saw
tour.
one of the.
They still
they?
tour. Yeah, to this
Oh my
day.
word.
And they're ancient. They're all like 70 years old, you know, or in their 70s. And I've met them all, great guys, and but they're still doing it. They're doing like 200-seat theaters and things. I guess they're not now, but yeah, some of those
Well,
guys.
I actually saw ELP with the full orchestra
In
during the
Montreal in
Works tour.
'76.
Yeah.
The Olympic Stadium. I was
No,
one
I
of
wasn't
those.
there.
Oh, okay.
No, I wasn't at Olympic Stadium, but when they came to Madison Square Garden
Oh,
in New
okay.
York City, I saw
Same
them there.
tour then.
Yeah, one of the few like dates before they had to knock it on the head because the orchestra was too expensive. But I got to see, seeing the full piano concerto was just amazing.
Yeah.
And I saw him
Yeah.
a few years earlier during the Brain Salad tour. That damn freaking Moog
The knives
monstrosity.
the knives through the keys.
Yeah, the knives. Yeah.
Pushing the old,
the old L100 around.
Those were the days.
And I saw Pink Floyd Animals tour with the balloons and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like I saw almost every name band back in. I grew up in Montreal, and the Forum. I mean, rock shows were cheap back then. Even relatively speaking, they were cheap. You could get a ticket for $5, which was maybe I don't know, an hour's work or whatever back then. But yeah, I saw everybody in the Forum. Alice Cooper. I mean, all the cheese ones too, but also some Bowie. most bands started their tour in North American tours in Montreal, so we got to see a lot of people before the rest of the country did. I can remember going into the Forum, and during a rock show, there'd be just clouds of smoke, right? Just you'd go in and you get a contact high. That was in the days when smoking was permitted. Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, but
The old blue haze, but yeah.
yeah. Frank Zappa, saw him there.
Oh, wow.
Everybody, yeah, just about everybody.
The band I saw quite a few times was Renaissance, and I really like them.
They're sort of a folk rock thing, right? Or
well,
I'm not sure. I'm
Annie
not really
Haslam on
familiar.
lead vocals, John Camp, an amazing bass player,
Oh, okay.
and John Tout on keyboards. He's since died. So he was a very good keyboard player. But Annie Haslam's is one of the purest voices you're ever going to hear.
Right.
It's just
What is
amazing
everybody
voice.
else? Is anybody using music to keep themselves sane during this period? Echoes of not just mentioned Steely Dan.
I sit at the keyboard. I keep practicing Liszt and Chopin, and I try to.
Yes,
But
keeping sane with music. I got to answer that one here. Yes. Not last night, but the night before, me and my husband both were in the barn dancing to every single coronavirus song that we could find. And there's a great one done to The Sound of Silence that was amazing. There's so many. There's a Neil Diamond. Now I understand why people are doing the Neil Diamond Sweet Caroline. That's done for coronavirus. Like, oh my God, Neil Diamond did one. Did you guys? I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but maybe that's why they were talking about that Sweet Caroline, freaking Neil Diamond. Um, he did a really good one. Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
There are two types of people in this world: those who like Neil Diamond and those who don't.
I know. I'm a Neil Diamond fan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. It's like it makes you feel really old.
Are you talking about the Sound of Silence by Disturbed?
There's one, but okay, but there's the Neil. Okay, yeah, there's one that's like there's several people that do the Sound of Silence for the coronavirus thing.
Yeah, the Disturbed one.
But the Neil Diamond one, it's like you remember last week when people were like putting up the words to Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline. Okay, this is the video. Okay, hold on, this commercial. Hold on, stupid fucking commercials. Here we go. And it's like with this dog.
Corporation's got to get their bailouts.
It's so cute.
And I know we're going through a rough time right now.
Yeah.
I love you. And I think maybe if we sing together, well, we'll just feel a little bit better. Give it a try, okay? Where it began, I can't begin knowing, but then I know it's growing.
Sorry, I love Neil Diamond.
Wasn't the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have you'd come along?
Hey, Pat, come on, karaoke, man.
I won't touch you.
I can do that.
Sweet Caroline. Never been so good, so good, so good.
Try not to be so enthusiastic, everybody.
I know. Never would. Sorry. Okay, I won't put you through the whole thing.
I got nothing against him, but he's
but
not my.
the one that's the best is the one about the under the what is,
Blue Jeans? No.
no, I mean the coronavirus song that's like the Sound of Silence one. That is actually the best one.
You did that so well.
What do you mean? How would you take that?
Your concert thing.
Did you guys hear it okay?
Yes.
Let's see. Simon Garfunkel, Sound of Silence, Corona. Okay, I gotta look this up because that's like the best one. I'm sorry, music is healing. I am
Yes,
sore from
but Neil
dancing.
Diamond isn't.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's called Hello Virus from Wuhan. That's it. This is the one. I'm probably gonna get copyright strikes, but what the fuck? Healing music, people. Chris Foster's here. Hi, Chris.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna make you all listen to this whole song. Sorry.
Being close to death.
Oh, fucking commercials. Fuck you, commercials. Okay. Anyway, you got the point. Go look at that if you wanted a nice jovial break from. There's also one done to Kokomo, and there's so many different. We were playing like one right after another last night, or not the last night, the night before, and dancing. My muscles are sore from freaking dancing to coronavirus songs.
Well, I'm going to risk death by drinking this. So
Yeah.
it's a big Corona, too.
Here's my water. I'm trying to stay hydrated. I'm drinking water. Fuck. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm drinking tons of water.
Best thing to drink.
They say people are most jovial when they're on the front, like the Russian front, or
Yeah,
when you're close to death. You know, everybody's like,
know.
"Let's party."
We're getting close to the Oz. Did you find that one, Willie Nelson?
Yep.
Play that one, would you? I'm sorry, guys, to subject you to this. If you're not like a country music fan or a Willie Nelson fan, I'm very
Oh, it's
sorry.
okay.
This is
Okay.
Lucas Nelson with his dad, Willie Nelson, and I happen to be a huge Willie Nelson fan. I'm sorry, I just am.
Just give me one.
Willie's cool.
1 minute.
I love Willie. I love
And
Willie.
we're all on the front.
Yes.
This is
Here's something else for people to ponder. In the U.S., they say stay 6 feet apart. In Europe, they say stay 2 meters apart. Well, 2 meters is basically 6 foot 6 inches. So that means the Europeans are staying approximately 17% further apart from each other than in America.
True.
And this matters why?
It matters because how far
It just
the
popped
virus
into my head.
was,
Sorry, I had to say it.
It's all right. Okay, let's play. We're almost done, but we'll have some closing thoughts. I'm gonna let everyone give their closing thoughts, but let's play this Willie Nelson, Lucas Nelson video first, and then we'll go.
and yeah, and this is fair use. So we're
Yeah. Okay. Good.
has to do with Corona. Fair use.
Can y'all hear it? I can't hear it, but
1 minute, and I'll get the sound up for you. I hope. 1 second. Sorry. Let me reshare it.
Yeah, I'm having a blast. This is
no. God, thank God for you guys. What would I do without y'all?
and
I
thank God.
really don't know what I'd do without this community.
Yeah.
I really
Thank
don't.
God. Thank God for Corona giving us meaning.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
everybody's getting back together with their wives and girlfriends and husbands and all that because you can't go out. So
Yeah, you gotta stay where you're at.
you're like, You don't look that bad.
It
On the
goes
other hand,
from
divorce
it
rates could
goes
go up.
from yeah, true.
That's what they're saying, but I don't believe it.
It goes of no, me and my husband have been getting along really great for this.
Yeah.
And
Where you gonna go?
we're in this together, so
Yeah.
it works. And we haven't
Yeah,
always had
it's
the
funny.
perfect.
For all those years, I got shit for like, how can you live, in a little abode in the middle of the wilderness? Blah blah blah. Doesn't look so bad an idea now, does it?
No, it's great now, right? This
Okay, here you go, Chris.
okay, here we go. Hopefully I can hear it. Oh, I hear it now.
Hey, that looks familiar, Oz.
Can you all hear it? Can you guys hear it?
Nope.
I can barely hear it.
End up.
Huh?
It's not very loud, is it?
Not terribly.
Yeah, the source is pretty quiet.
Oh, I can hear it though. It's quiet.
All these other thoughts have me confused. I don't need to try and understand. Maybe I'll turn off the fucking news.
Here we go.
News and build a garden, just my neighborhood and me. We might feel a bit less hard. We might feel a bit more free. Turn off the news and raise the kids. Give them something to believe in. Teach them how to be good people. Give them hope that they can see. Hope that they can see. Turn off the news and build a garden with me. Trust builds trust. All that negativity's a bust. Trust builds trust. Don't you wanna be happy? Turn off the news and build a garden, just my neighborhood and me. We might feel a bit less hard, we might feel a bit more free. Turn off the news and raise the kids, give them something to believe in. Teach them how to be good people, give them hope that they can see. Hope that they can see. Turn off the news and build a garden with me. Turn off the news and build a garden with me. Yeah, that's a good one.
Hey.
I love that. I'm sorry, guys. I know
Oh, that was
many
very
of you
nice.
are not Willie Nelson fans, but
Oh, I am.
I'm a huge Willie Nelson fan, and I got to
Back
see
in
him
the day.
last summer, like one of his very last concerts. I got to see him, and I'm so honored. But he is one of the best. Like when I hear his music, it's so heartfelt. It's so just amazing. I'm sorry. When I travel, it's like on the road again. It's
But that's the best
Pancho
part
and
of it.
Lefty.
He sort of embodies America and like the good parts about
Yeah, the
America.
good part of America.
You know, like the
Yes.
not he's we used to have a guy like similar, Stompin' Tom Connors, and he was famous only in Canada, but he was like Mr. Canada. And Willie's like that. He's just like he's an institution at this point. He's written so
He
many
absolutely is.
songs
Yeah.
and he's been around forever. And he's still doing it after all these years. You got to hand it to him, you
I
know. And
know.
his voice
Muscal's
doesn't
has played
sound any
this.
different.
I want to know what
Not bad for
Muscal.
90 years old.
Oz, can you see what Muscal wants us to play? Because I'd like to play it. Because, our people. There's a YouTube thing. But yeah, I know it's our people. And Willie Nelson's okay. If you haven't seen it, definitely you have to go see the Willie Nelson one. What happened to Peace on Earth? Because That is so amazing. Have any of you seen that one? Like the video he did, What Happened to Peace on Earth, the song he did? If you haven't seen it, fucking go watch it. It's on YouTube. It's hard to find, but once you find it, it's fucking amazing.
There. It's there.
It's there. You have to look for it. It's hard to find because people don't want you to see it. It's all against war and environmental destruction
But have you
it's
noticed we're
so
not
amazing.
fighting anymore? We're not fighting
No,
anymore.
they're still fighting. They're just
But not
not
like they
talking
were.
about it. They're still fighting. It's like fucking
Okay,
admit
they just can't stop silly people.
it. Yeah.
What's going to
Silly
happen in
humans.
the prisons, though?
They're
With
letting a lot of people go.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess they have.
They
Well,
can't
that's a
have
good thing is that
institutions
they're
run.
nonviolent. Sure, you know.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I mean, like fuck, most of those people aren't in there for good reasons anyway, so let most of them go. Whatever. I mean, the people
They're
that should be in prison are the fucking elite that are in control of
yes.
this fucking
Yes.
place. It's like those are the people that should be in prison, not the drug deal. I mean, the drug dealers suck. But like the people who do marijuana or whatever, they shouldn't be in fucking prison.
Oh,
No,
you got to
it's
But they
remember
interesting.
are.
liquor's a drug. Liquor's a drug. So they're just picking what drugs to make illegal.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. I mean, people do cocaine and they're fine if they're white.
Yeah.
Those are
Oh,
white
sure. I
people.
mean, Wall Street's, Wall Street offices are loaded with cocaine, but nobody's gonna bust them like the kid that's on the street corner, right?
Right. Did you find that, Osama? God, Oz?
Grandmaster Flash knew that in the early 80s.
No, I did not find that.
White
You didn't.
Lines.
Wait.
No, that's
Okay, so you didn't look at what Muscal had on there? You go back and see if I
Okay.
can find it.
Too
Not
many.
that it's ever going to happen, but here's a thought: given how Trump basically sat on this for 4 months, doing, basically had his thumb up his ass, and is the incompetency of his administration. It'd be nice if he could be brought up on manslaughter charges.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Turn
If he
off
Add
the
would.
it to
news.
the list.
Okay. All right, Muscal just shared the same song, but it was just Lucas Nelson. It looks like. Turn off the news is what it's called. It's a really good song. I really encourage people to look at the What Happened to Peace on Earth. I played it before, but it was before I had so many people on here. I would like to play it again. I know
And of
Willie
course,
would mind because he's a good friend of mine. No, I've been a fan forever. I've seen him like 4 or 5 times in concert. I love him so much. But whatever. Have any of you heard that one? You guys?
okay, the one
no.
that you just played.
No. Whatever happened to Peace on Earth? Willie
No, I
Nelson.
missed that one. I mean, the song I remember is Blue Velvet.
What happened to Peace on Earth? Still moving. Okay, I'm trying to find it on YouTube. I don't know what you can play that if you want. I mean, we're almost done, but is this Willie YouTube? Whatever happened. Okay, here we go. I found it. I'm gonna see if I can share my screen, and maybe it will actually
Good.
play for you if I share my screen. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Share screen 1, screen
On your
2. Here we go. I think it's this one. I don't know. Share. Hold on. Sorry. I know
it's
you're
coming,
seeing my
people.
crazy stuff.
Here it comes soon.
What the hell? Is it showing? I don't know.
More music for your entertainment.
I know. We need music to heal us.
Yes,
That's just
absolutely.
what we need. I'm sorry.
We're all on the edge together.
Okay, hopefully this works. Let me know if you can hear it, because sometimes you can't hear it when I do it.
Great time to be alive, isn't it, guys?
Whatever happened to peace? This is like my favorite.
What?
Come on, play. What's going on? I can't hear it. Can you guys hear it? I can hear it.
Nope.
Not yet.
The fuck? Oz, can you find it and play it? This one?
Uh-oh.
You can see it, right?
Yes, I can see the album cover.
Well, why the
Whatever
fuck doesn't
happened
it?
to Peace on Earth?
I don't know why I can't play shit on my thing, but people can
He's a
share it.
handsome fella.
Here, I'm gonna share this, and hopefully one of you guys can play it because obviously I have an issue.
Yes. Can you sing it? Can you sing it yourself?
No, I can't sing it myself.
Oh, whatever happened to Peace
Please.
on Earth?
Oh my god, it's not that hokey. All right,
Oh.
where's the fuck?
Whatever happened to you?
I can't find my freaking chat now. I can't find my chat box.
Whatever
Actually,
happened?
here's a really good question from
Did
Moose Gal.
Did you find it, Oz? Hold on.
Yeah, I think
Hold
I got
on,
it.
Jim. Okay. What
I mean-
what from Miss Gal, Oz? Or
Moose Gal has
Kim?
a really good question. They're saying, what does everyone think of the workers' strike?
I think that's great. The Amazon one? You go.
Yeah,
You
yeah, I
go.
agree.
Stand up for your
That's
fucking
so-
rights.
Bezos can
Yeah.
fucking afford to pay his workers a goddamn,
He's a
sick time.
cheap and
He's
fucking
That guy's a
asshole. I feel the same about my work, but
that's on a good day.
He's a piece of shit.
he
He's
is
a
a
major piece of shit.
I heard there's a major rent strike going on.
Begging for public assistance to pay his workers. This guy could, I mean, he could be a hero in all this, and instead, where's his priorities?
Well, he
He's
wants
still
to spend all his money on space, right? Like he wants to create a big fireworks show, I guess, with his billions.
fuck everyone. I'm so pissed. Yeah,
Bill-
I'm not cool with what's happening. Like really.
And he even wants you to contribute to help his workers, right? He's starting up a
Yeah.
fund.
And
Like
what's he
this.
gonna do with that fund?
Yeah.
But fucking fund himself.
That's SOP for that guy, though, man. I
Mm.
mean, it's cheaper for them to put station ambulances at the ready outside of the warehouses than pay for air conditioning inside, so that if people get overheated, it's cheaper to take them to the ER via ambulance than just air condition the building.
I heard some of their workers wear diapers because they can't take bathroom breaks.
Piss in the
That's
jar.
true. That's true.
Yeah, and they have to wear little buzzers around them to keep them on track. And it doesn't shock them, but it's like, you might as well be a fucking robot at that point.
Oh shit.
Boy.
Yeah, I agree.
Like person at all.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead. Are you guys ready to hear? This is a
Yes.
great song. This is great, and it's so amazing.
I'll try and kick the volume up on it if there's a problem. Let's see if we can get Willie going here. Willie.
I hope Whitney's doing okay. She was sick, so send her good
Is
thoughts.
that it?
No, that's not it.
What the hell? Whatever happened to Peace on Earth?
No, that's not it.
Okay, let me find it. Hold on. It says whatever happened to Peace on Earth.
That's not it.
That's not it.
Dang it. Let me see. I copied it before. Let me put it in the Zoom chat. I think this is it that I'm sending right now.
If it's
Look
in
in
the
the Zoom chat.
Rolling Dervish is the fountain of youth. Yeah. I'll show you guys my karaoke closet while we're looking for that music. How's that?
There you go.
We were gonna
We're gonna do the karaoke thing. We're doing okay. Talk about your music. What you're.
Oh
gonna
yeah,
do.
everybody should go. Everybody go to my wife. Oh, sorry, I'm in the dark here. Everybody should go to my wife's YouTube channel too and listen to her because she's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Tell her. Put a link in the chat. Would you, Pat?
Yeah, it's her channel's just Jamie Kuhn Music. So if you can find that, hold on, I'm switching. Oh, here we go. There we go. like karaoke closet here. Ta-da!
Oh, cool. That's pretty. I like it.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway.
nice. Willie, no, Willie. Oh my God.
Find Willie.
I have Willie. This is Willie Nelson, the dog.
So Willie the dog.
Willie Nelson, the dog. I named my dog
Nice.
after Willie
Willie-
Nelson. That's
That's
how much I
awesome.
love Willie
Jeffrey
Nelson.
Singer, and you got Willie the dog.
Yes, I have
That's
Willie
awesome.
Nelson, the dog. Sorry, I'm a Willie fan. I really love Willie Nelson.
Yeah, and Oz and I are also working on our Carlin Was Right show too. So
Yes,
I'm
so
gonna
go see
edit
that
something
on
together.
Roar Media. And
Yeah, you can
go
see the full
subscribe
kind
to
of
Roar Media.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did you
he put the
find
full one up
it?
there. I'm gonna edit a shorter version of it too. We're kind of hammering out the format still, you know.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was fun as hell talking with him. And Carlin was right.
That was a really good, that was a really good video you guys did. I really liked it.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate you tuning in.
It
You
was
tightening
worth
up a little
it.
here and there, but yeah, it should be fun. He predicted all this shit, man.
He totally
You know what I
did. But Willie Nelson on this video, What Happened to Peace on Earth, is pretty freaking telling too. Whatever happened to Peace on Earth is what it's called. Did you find it, Oz?
Oz and I.
Yeah, I think I did. I think
we want to have guests on the show too. So if you're a Carlin fan or you feel like you have something to say about him, just contact me or Oz.
Yeah, why is it so hard to find this one? I think I've
Because
got.
they hide it. It is
Why?
really hard to find. I'm telling you, it's hard to find. But it's the best video, and I can't find the best version of it. That's not it.
That's the link you gave me right there.
Is it?
Yep.
Hold on. Give me another minute. I'm not good with music. Sorry, I don't recognize things from just a little chorus or anything. I'm sorry.
Moose Scout has a question for Veg, basically wanting to explain how single payer works in Canada.
Okay. How does single payer work in Canada?
Yeah.
You get a deduction off your paycheck. You're covered from birth to your death. Whether you're working or not, it has no bearing on it. And it's a lot less expensive than your private health care. And Canadians actually will die for it if anybody tries to take it away from us.
Oh yeah,
so,
once you have it, you won't let it go.
There's no excuse for America not to have it. It's just craziness. So
tried that one.
The rest of the world has it, you know.
Exactly. And you actually have a choice. You're not told which doctor you can or cannot see because they're not in or out of network, supposedly.
That's right. Yeah.
So you have your full free choice there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are problems with it as far as sometimes people that do like elective surgery, stuff that's not really crucial, will probably get triaged down. So, there's some treatments you have to wait for, but I've been lucky. I haven't really had any problems with that in the past. So I can't say enough about our system other than, geez, what are you guys waiting for? And why didn't you vote for Bernie, damn it?
Well, we did. It just got screwed out of it.
Yeah.
There was so much election fraud.
The elites were not having any of it.
It was so amazing how quickly it flipped. I couldn't believe it. He was set to win everything. And then all of a sudden it's Biden. And
Muscal, I love you.
What happened was
Environmental Coffee House, and to heal. We need our community to heal.
What happened was that the Monday before the first Super Tuesday, Amy and Pete dropped out at the same time, endorsed Biden at the same time, and boom, it all just went to shit.
Hold on, we gotta start it over again. You're right.
You want to start the song over again?
Right, Jim. But yeah, start it over so we can hear it because it's really low. There you go. That's a little better. Turn it all the way up, boss. Turn it all the way up.
Okay.
Turn it up higher. Can you turn it up higher?
All is one human life worth. And what happened to peace?
Why am I hearing it somewhere else?
I can't. Just turn it up. There you go. That. Turn it up all the way. Turn it up all the way.
There's so many things
There you
going.
go.
Babies dying, mothers crying. How much more is one human life worth? And what happened to peace on earth? We believe everything that they tell us. They're gonna kill us, so we gotta kill them first. But I remember a commandment: thou shalt not kill. And how much is a soldier's life worth? And what happened to peace on earth? And the bewildered herd still believing everything we've been told from our birth. Hell, they won't lie to me, not on my own damn TV. How much is a
What happened to the sound?
peace on earth? So I guess it's just do unto others.
Or they do it to you.
They do it to you. Let's just kill them all and let God sort them out. Is
Yes,
this
yes.
what God wants us to do?
The bewildered herd
Still
still
believing everything we've been told from our birth. Hell, they won't lie to me. Not on my own damn TV. But how much is a liar's word worth? Sorry. This is the best song. It's so hard to find. Like, there's a way better video. I wish I could find the better video.
It's like
on your local TV.
But if there's a time, and if you're ever inclined,
you can always
hear it from me.
But how much
Not
is
just one picker's worth.
what happened
To peace on earth. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to destroy you with my voice, but it's going in and out, and I love this song. Like, the words are so amazing.
My weapon of mass protection. I believe that truth sets you free. And the bewildered herd still believing everything we've been told from our birth. Hell, they won't lie to me, not on my own damn TV. But how much is a liar's word worth? And what happened to peace? Oh,
I'm sorry. I really love that video. I mean, that's not the best video of it. There's a better one, but that is such a good song. I mean, those words are so prophetic. Like, he did that song like way like back in like 2009 or something.
Yeah, I had the video one. Joe had the one with the words to it, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's so good.
There's like 4 links on there. But,
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I couldn't find it, because it was like,
Yeah. Moose Gal loves Willie's songs too.
so you find it basically the perfect song for the coronavirus pandemic of 2020.
And the climate issues and everything. That's it. That's a song
All
that
there.
encapsulates everything.
It's all
The
there.
wars, the ridiculous wars, everything. That song encapsulates everything that we're going through.
It's-
And it's so prophetic, and it happened. He did it so long ago. I can't believe. I'm a Willie fan. I'm sorry. I'm a huge Willie fan. I love old.
apologizing for a lot of people like Willie.
I
Yeah.
know. Well, yeah. How
Named
could
after your dog.
I don't understand people who don't like Willie, but I'm from.
Well,
I used
you
to
know,
be made fun of for liking country music, old country music. People used to make fun of me. I got tortured in high school because everyone was into, 80s music,
Metallica.
whatever.
Metallica.
Metallica, I don't know. Who else? I don't even
Ozzy.
know. I don't even know because I wasn't into that music.
The
I
big
was
hair
into
bands
Willie.
in the 80s, right?
Yeah, I was into
Yeah.
Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, You know,
Well, you know,
all the cool people to me. I went to all the big I saw Waylon Jennings. I saw Johnny Cash. I saw Alabama, and
How did you get to go to
Alabama was
all those? How did you get to go to all those concerts? You were such a homely little girl. I don't
my
understand.
parents took me to most of them. I got to see Mickey Gilly. I got to see. Oh my God, Neil Diamond. My parent. Oh, did something go over
Yeah,
my head? That was a
yeah, a little bit, just a
phew.
little.
Such a homely. I was a homely little girl. I really was.
Sure, you
So
were.
uh,
that didn't go over
we
my
don't
head.
believe
I
you.
was.
I don't
We
believe
don't
that.
I
believe
was
that for a
always
minute.
I
more the
was.
prog rock. So yeah, I saw
Yeah.
Renaissance,
Prince.
ELP. I saw Yes. I saw Moody Blues, Renaissance,
Oh, Osama would love
Deep
that you've
Purple.
seen
I
Yes.
saw
I
Deep
never
Purple
seen Yes.
numerous times.
I
I'm a
seen
big Deep Purple
Thompson
fan.
Twins with one of my
Rainbow.
friends. Like, who the
I saw
fuck is
Rainbow quite a
Thompson
few
Twins?
times.
But I guess I'll go. I don't know who the fuck Thompson Twins are, but I'm going with my
Hold
friend.
me now.
I didn't know who these people were. I mean, Mike and the Mechanics and all that. I saw them. That was
What about Duran Duran?
nah. No, I was a country girl. I seen country music. I seen Dolly Parton. I seen Kenny
Well, you know,
Rogers. I
I
seen
never,
John
Alabama.
Anderson, Clint Black. Um,
Alabama.
Yeah,
I never
I never
really was
cared
into
for Alabama.
to country music until I watched the PBS special, the history of country music. Who just it was kind of interesting. There were a few bands that I liked in that, but I guess it's too where what your cultural influences are, and
Yeah,
mine
it
certainly
is.
weren't country music. So it
Right,
was
right.
prog rock for me too. You know, it was
Oh,
Yeah,
like
I
the,
love
yeah.
the
old rock.
70s and
Don't get me wrong. I love old rock. I don't.
Santana, Led Zeppelin. Saw Led Zeppelin a
Oh
couple of
yeah,
times.
Well, I
Santana.
was actually at the concert that became the film for The Song Remains the Same. I
Oh,
was at that
really?
concert, and I have to be honest, I was not impressed with Zeppelin.
No?
No.
Ah,
I was always to me, Deep Purple always blew Zeppelin off the stage, but that was my
mm.
opinion. Well,
Rudy
first of all,
Listen,
as a keyboard
In
player, Deep
spite of
Purple's
smoke
got
on the
John
water,
Lord.
in spite of
Right.
smoke on the
listen.
water.
Oh
We
no,
got
I'm
John
talking Child in
Lazy.
Time, Lazy,
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of Woman.
thousandhands.com. Osama is a big John Anderson fan, but the Yes one, not the John Anderson country music singer, just a swinging. You know, that one that I just saw recently. That John Anderson is so awesome. Yeah, the last concert I went to is probably going to be the last one I ever see in my life. It was Blake Shelton, and I just went with a friend because she had an extra ticket. But it ended up being Trace Atkins, John Anderson, like the country John Anderson, Osama. Not the John Anderson from Yes, but the one I love. Um, with a John, John Anderson, not Jon Anderson. Anyway, that one. And oh my god, Bellamy Brothers! Oh, I fucking love Bellamy Brothers. So yeah, John Anderson, Trace Adkins, Bellamy Brothers, and I'm like, oh, who the fuck did I come here to actually see? It was Blake Shelton, but I couldn't remember Blake Shelton's name after John Anderson, Bellamy Brothers, Trace Atkins. It's like, ah! Okay, that was my last concert probably I'll ever see in my entire life, and it was so fucking cool because nobody knew. Nobody knew Trace Atkins, Bellamy Brothers, and John Anderson were gonna be there. And they were there, and there we got it here. Seminole Wind, every light in the house is on. Um, trying to think of Bellamy Brothers. What is the Bellamy Brothers song?
Like Ronnie Millsap, Chris.
Yeah. We used to listen to him all the time.
Oh.
My wife is going to do one of his tunes.
Oh, nice.
A real big
No,
fan of his.
thank
Have you ever heard
God.
of Loudon Wainwright the Third, Chris?
Sure.
No.
Okay, that's country, but it's sort of obscure.
Okay, the
Uh,
Canadian country singer I know is Anne Murray.
aha.
What about Gordon Lightfoot?
Gordon
Oh,
Lightfoot.
Gordon Lightfoot's more folk than country,
Yeah,
though.
Gordon
Yeah.
Lightfoot's not really
Edmonton,
country. I
Fairmont.
like folk
I do
too.
like Gordon a lot.
I like Gordon Lightfoot. I do. I like old rock. Old country. I don't like the new fucking country. It's bullshit. Like, what the fuck are they thinking?
What the fuck are they
Why are
thinking?
they mixing rap with country?
I,
What
I,
the fuck is up with that? It's
Oh,
like,
you're
Well, genres have all melded, right? I
I
mean,
know, but it's
yeah. They've
crap.
been
It's
melded
crap
and
now.
computerized.
yeah, yeah.
Computerized.
I can't stand it. I just want my old stuff. I just want my old stuff. Just keep it the way it was, like
Well,
simple.
the only thing I can't stand about today's music is when they don't actually play instruments. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like this is a big show when they dance and they sing like just awful, and they use auto tune and they you know it just there's no authenticity to a lot of it. Certainly any pop music nowadays. There's no.
I
You
know.
mean,
Choreographed.
you mean like Geddy Lee with his double neck and at the keyboards and the bass pedals all this, and singing all at the same
There's
time?
no pop
Yeah.
music. What do you mean, like Willie Nelson? What is the song about smoking? Willie Nelson does the smoking pot when well other people sing about him smoking pot. Anyway,
Yeah.
my favorite Canadian is Bruce
Bruce
Colbert.
Colburn, yes, yes.
Colburn.
Basil.
Okay, now
Hi
now
Basil.
you're
I'm
talking.
sorry I didn't say hi to you. Hey Basil. Kim Centeno. Osama, you should have been on. Where the fuck are you, Osama? I gave you the fucking link. I don't know where the
Right
hell
there.
you are.
Bruce
He's
Coburn.
hiding in a cave.
Echoes of Not. I gotta remember how to say that name. Echoes of Not. Gaza has it. All mainstream media matching. Wait, God, comments are going too fast. Gene, hello.
I want to play one of Pat's wife's songs.
Marta de Rome. Yeah,
Oh,
Cruiser
yeah, for
posted
sure.
Can we do
an
that?
unintentional
Yeah,
clickbait
absolutely.
video once
Which one?
involving Willie Nelson. Oh, yeah, I did the video with my dog, Willie Nelson. That one that's being a retard right there. Do you see him being a retard? Sorry, I love my dog, but he is being a freaking nutcase. He's ripping up the bed.
Nice.
That's Willie Nelson right there.
Which one do you want me to play, Pat?
Oh, it don't matter.
I know. Forgive me. Forgive me. Is that one you like?
I like it. Yeah, that's
That's a good one, isn't it?
got the video along with it too. That's like your
Let's. Hey, Chris, let's play Pat's wife in here. So
Okay, go ahead. I'm just showing my retard dog Willie. I love him to death, but he's just a
great.
retard. I love
awesome.
him. That's not an insult to mentally disabled because he's a really cool dog. He's very smart. But
All right.
he's kind of dumb.
Are we ready? Are we
Are
ready?
you ready, Willie? Yeah.
Are we ready? We're
Okay.
ready. We're ready. We're ready. This is Forgive Me, Jamie Kuhn. Great.
Oh, nice.
And this is where I get the Linda Ronstadt thing. That's what she reminded me. I want to see what the audience thinks. You know, about who she's reminiscent of because she's
Sure.
great.
Sure.
She is
Thank you.
great.
Go for it.
All right. Tell me if you can hear it.
I don't know where to start or where to go from here. I can see everything about you, it's so clear. You were wrong. I knew. Caught up with you. Did you really need to make me look like a fool? I was dancing around everything for you. It was wrong. How to be born this way? Maybe you were right. I was the one to blame. Oh, forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Turn my head. I got caught up with everything you said. never cares. It was wrong. You knew. I'd stay all this way. Maybe you were right. I was the one to blame. Oh, forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Who would have thought it'd be me to break away to be free? Though I was wrong for so long, sadly I wondered why you left me behind. Forgive me for all I didn't say. I'll stay far this way. Maybe you were right. I was the one to blame. Oh, forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me.
No,
Oh my gosh,
Very good.
that was amazing.
Oh,
Your
very
wife
good.
is wonderful, Pat.
yeah, there's a
Okay,
little Hammond organ in there for you, Veg.
that's
Yeah, it
beautiful.
sounded
That
really
was
nice.
absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I have to read this comment by Martyr Rome. Martyr Rome? I'm sorry. It's so appropriate right now. Um, it's the anxiety schedule, up all day and night searching for answers and trying to spread the truth and any message towards a goal-oriented solution until utterly exhausted. Amadeus. Yeah, I mean, do you all feel that way? Like you are just so anxious and trying to find an answer, a solution to what's going on right now, and you just can't. You just can't. I mean, there's so many things hitting us with environmental issues, and then there's the virus issue, and just day-to-day survival, and all of that is just so overwhelming. I mean, and I am so happy that there's other people that feel the same way I do that I can relate to. That's why we're here, really. This is why we have this community, is because of this, right? I mean, we all need someone to reach out to.
Nobody could have imagined this pre-virus. Nobody
No.
could have imagined that we're going to have a pandemic, actually worse than any virus movie such as Outbreak or Contagion, because Contagion had a happy ending. I don't know if any of you guys see that movie.
Oh, we watched
George
it
Carlin.
last night, actually.
You did?
Yes.
Okay, they found
But it was
the
different
vaccine.
virus, and like it's so fake. But I mean, there was certain realistic parts, but of course they got to over dramatize it. But if it was something that critical, you can at least isolate the cases really fast because they happen really fast. Where this one spreads silently, like people without symptoms for two
The
weeks or more are
the real
spreading it.
virus is worse. The
Yeah,
real virus is worse, and that, you got to remind everybody. Every time this virus copies itself inside of cells, and it does it
Mutating.
billions of times, it can make an error and a mutation.
mutate. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it is scary, and for people dealing with real situations, yeah, it's great. I'm glad they passed the bill for the people, but I am going to say over and over they should have just separated. The corporation shouldn't have been bailed out. It should have just been the people, and fuck how you pay for it for the people, but how you pay for it for the corporations, like they should just fail. If they are not sustainable after this, they probably shouldn't be sustainable after this. If the people they'll spend the money on that business, then they shouldn't be in business, right? Give the money to the people.
But that's the problem is that's not at all how they look at,
I know,
you know,
but it
they're
Look
just,
pisses
at
me
us
off.
as
It should be how they do
disposable
it.
commodities. They,
Yeah.
the powers that be look at us workers as disposable commodities.
Yes.
And that's just the sad truth of it. But as
Mm.
I've said in many of my videos, even before the virus hit, I said that the overpopulation was not sustainable and some corrective measures was going to happen. And I mentioned a pandemic. I was speaking strictly from ecological principles. I did not expect I would be correct so soon. Let's put it that way.
Jim, what's your
congratulations.
I know, like, yay? No, we appreciate your intelligence, Jim, of course.
Jim? What's your
But
channel name? What's your
Science Talk with Jim Massa.
Science Talk? Okay, thank you.
yeah, okay, and then there's Vegematic, guys, and then there's Pat the Batman fan, Roar Media. This is an up and coming thing. Roar Media. Oz is who helps me with my channel when I do my big interviews. By the way, he does help other people, new up and comers, with their videos. So,
Yes,
get in touch with Oz, and also check out Roar Media. Make sure you're subscribed because he's doing some great work with Pat, the Batman fan, and hopefully, Veg is doing new videos. Thank God. Like, we've missed Veg a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not just speaking for myself. A lot of us have missed Vegematic a lot. So go check out Vegematic channel. Post, if you could, Veg, will you
we
post the link to your channel in the chat? Can you do that? Because,
yeah, it's amazing we're not all subscribed to each other. So we
Yeah.
need to
I'm subscribed
sort of
to all of you.
We need
well, yes, you are.
we need to do
He's
that
the
because
best.
I'm doing Uphill Media
Best of the
Productions now
best.
too. They just
Oh,
gave me the platform. John just gave us the platform to use. So Uphill
oh,
Media.
congratulations. Actually, I started watching Uphill Media back in 2016.
So did
Yeah.
I.
Yeah, with Scott and
Scott,
rest in peace,
rest in peace, Scott. Yeah, and Chris has
Yeah.
been on.
Yeah, I've been on there a few months. I
Oh,
was on there for a while. So,
So no, it's
one of
great.
my starting
We're
points.
crossing platforms. We're linking everybody. So anybody that wants to be on, on the list, let's get it
Yeah.
done. That's the only way we're
And,
going to do
yeah.
it.
Exactly.
And Whitney's
we
not
need a
here, but she does the green report.
Yes.
She's not feeling well. I hope she's pleased. Everybody send her good vibes. She's in one of the.
And
the-
Whitney and I are now doing
she-
a collaborative
yeah,
channel
she's in
called the
LA,
Science Report.
so she's
Oh,
in
nice.
epicenter of the virus, and she's not feeling
we
well.
need to
So
start our own network,
that's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
So, we are a network. I think we're already a part of a big network. So we just need to keep collaborating together.
Yeah, we've been talking about a federation of independent media. So that's what we want to do is get it all together so we can work with each other and help boost each other and start putting it to the mainstream. That's what we want to do.
Oh yeah, and Valhalla 56 right there.
Yeah.
Make sure check him out. He wasn't
Yeah.
gonna come on tonight. He's like, I don't feel good. I think I need a break. And then he comes on anyway.
And thank you. And I was telling them the main reason I'm here is because to support you. You're the best of the best. You're the you should be at the top of the heap. And everybody's jumping on YouTube now since we're all locked in the house, prisoners in here.
What? Yeah,
Kinda-
we are. I'm not
kinda
getting
feel like-
paid. So by
kinda
the way,
feel like-
I have PayPal and
Yeah.
Patreon and Cash Me and all that stuff in my about page. I'm not getting paid right now, and I'm gonna have to go back to work
Yeah.
in 2 days if I'm
Show
not
some
better
love,
because I
people.
can't afford to not be in work, so I'll have to go to work sick. I've had a fever since the middle of December, and I can't get the tests I need because the hospital system's overwhelmed already. And in our state, it doesn't even have that many. We only have like just over 100, 700 cases or something, and 4 deaths. But our hospital system is already overwhelmed. So I
Wow.
can't get the tests I need for my autoimmune disorder. I got the blood tests at my local clinic, but I can't get the pulmonary function test and another thing for my esophagus, whatever. So I'm stuck. I'm gonna go back to work if I don't get paid after 2 days. We'll see. We'll see. I am taking a stand for now. I'm playing chess. Like, this is a chess move. I told my boss that I'll come back to work, which would be shit if they let me come back to work still sick, and then I catch the virus and die. They will be so fucked because my daughter is begging me not to go back to work. And
She's
my
right.
husband will know that I'm sick still. He knows I take my temperature all the time. It's like, look at my temperature. Yep, still temperature. I'm not supposed to go back to work according to my doctor until I've had no temperature for 24 hours. I have not surpassed that. I don't foresee having a regular temperature within 24 hours. Anyway, so I told him I'm going to work anyway. If he lets me do this and it's documented via text message that I will go back to work if I don't, if I'm not getting paid, I have to go back to work. I have to get paid. So if they do that, if they allow me to go back to work, fuck them. Fuck them. I get sick, it's on them, not me.
Tell us how you really feel. Christine, did everybody hear about they've identified one of the worst viruses next to the COVID virus that has been unleashed on the United States? I thought that was fascinating. Would
I
you
didn't
like
see
me to
that.
share that in the group here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's share this. This has been identified and it's been around for a long time, and we don't understand why it's just now coming out. Maybe you guys can shed some light on it. Here, let me get the share screen up and I will share it.
You know, that's an improvement.
Set of circumstances.
Oh my god.
It could.
Yeah, no, I don't take responsibility at all.
Well
He's
done.
not
Otter,
taking
well done.
responsibility for
Set
this.
of circumstances, and we were.
Yeah, I don't take responsibility. I don't take responsibility. Fucking, you're the president.
There you go. I thought I'd share that with you guys. I thought you
That's
might understand how surprised and shocked I was when I saw that.
I'd like to recount a story I heard of out of Florida, of all places. You know that in Florida, all the supermarkets have opened between 8 and 9 for senior citizens, and which is good because it leaves the rest of the time for the 15 other people in the state. So I thought it was funny.
okay, guys.
Actually, there is a question I do have, and that is, if capitalism is so great, why does socialism have to bail it out every 10 years?
Right? Like
That's
usually
just the way it is. Yeah,
the
that's what they do.
the
Socialize
wealthy
the
people
profit.
get socialism.
Yeah, socialize.
Everybody else gets rugged individualism.
There you go.
So we're fucked. And always the corporations, the wealthy will get bailed out, and the regular people just get maybe crumbs. Here you go. Here's a little $1,200 check. Even though this is gonna last months, here's a $1,200 check.
Yeah, capitalize the profits and
That's like
socialize the
half
losses.
half of a month's paycheck for me. Half
On
of a
top of
month.
the tax bill that they just, tax break that they just gave themselves with that
Yeah.
previous.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm probably not going to see a paycheck until at the earliest end of September.
Yeah, if you don't have a bank account associated with your social security issue or tax, refunds or whatever, then you may not even see a check till December. So you're pretty much fucked.
Game over. Game over, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Another reason why that I built my own house myself, I don't have a mortgage.
you look like you're sinking, Jim. Like, the screen is here. There you go. Much better.
Maybe I'm just melting.
You are melting. You're going
I'm
like
melting, turning
It's
into a
like
big
this.
blob.
There you are. No, I'm just kidding.
Oozing.
This is funny. Sorry.
And again, who the
I
hell
had
wants
to
to
make
look at
fun of
me
you.
anyway?
You guys see that artwork in my background, right? You know who those
Mhm.
rats represent, right?
Mhm.
Okay,
What
just
was
check.
that book about the rats in Congress or whatever? There was a
Oh,
book
Oh,
that was
about
Nader.
that.
that was
Trump
Okay.
Nader's
and
book.
Pence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got that book. Yeah,
that was a good book. That was.
I had a hard time reading it. It was tough. I kept seeing bathroom metaphors through the whole book. So
Mhm.
I guess that was the point.
Okay, we were almost at 2 hours, guys. I know it doesn't seem like it, but we're almost at 2 hours. Everybody, please read some comments. And Osama, I'm pissed at you for not showing up. By the way,
You're in
Chris
the dog.
Foster, I'm happy that you did show up in the chat because,
Osama's in trouble.
yeah, Osama is in big trouble. But Chris Foster, he's on furlough or something, so he can make it because he usually has to work. So, and Book Hermit's here. We all descend from critters that squeak through for billions of years. I always count on Book. I like Book. I'm sorry. It can piss people off, but he's so cool. Okay, read some comments, guys.
Well,
Yeah, I know. I sound pretty stoned, Kim Satino. I'm
yeah, I
not.
saw.
I wish I was, for fuck's sake.
Well, maybe you're a little
No, I'm not stoned. I may have had a
drinking
little
Canuck.
alcohol, but I'm
I'm
not stoned.
Yeah, Chris Foster, why don't you put the kid in charge? Aliens.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I've been discussing with Gene here when I said life is a dream. You're born, you live, you die. That's the way I take it.
Yeah.
Life is a dream state in between two states of non-existence.
Well, Gene says,
So
have a good dream. Do us all a favor and have a good dream.
yeah, okay, I'll try.
And what was it?
Do my best.
Wait, there was a good one. Oh yeah, Gazar says the wealthy elite will not be so wealthy for long, but they will still think they are elite. Yeah, probably. Gazar, I miss you too. I'm glad you're here. Um, I miss you also, I should say, because you didn't say you missed. But anyway, it's always good to see you. Um,
We're all still
always a
alive.
pleasure. Thanks, Chris. You're one of my favorite people. Okay, go ahead. People read comments. I'm sorry.
Actually, I'm
Uh-oh.
glad to see everybody.
Who's got the COVID cough? Oh, Oz, don't get the COVID cough. Oz is the COVID cough.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna talk about. Is psychosomatic.
Oh,
People freaking out if you get a cough or something. Oh my God, have I got it?
I know. I was
Actually,
thinking that.
there is
Don't
something I
freak
wanted
out.
to bring up, and I only heard this like in passing, and I've not been able to see any reports on it. But apparently, a person's blood type may determine if you come down with it, or if you do come down with it, if you will survive it. And from what I heard was that if you're blood type O, you're in good shape. If you're blood type A, you're kind of fucked.
Which I
I
am.
heard that too. I'm A positive here,
Me too, Chris.
and I
Me
have
too.
autoimmune.
You're too
I
beautiful
might
to
have
die.
that.
You're not going to die.
I'm done.
I haven't been able to get the test, but my mom has lupus-like sort of issues, so I may have
Mm.
be
My
developing some sort of stuff. It's kind of hard to tell.
It can be hereditary. A lot of the autoimmune can, like, people, it tends to run in families. Like, it may be a different autoimmune, but still an autoimmune. And I just got
Mm.
a whole bunch of blood tests back, and I can't believe how many things are abnormal. Like, high abnormal, low abnormal, like, all these, I don't know. And I can't get to my rheumatologist till the middle of May.
Wow,
I can't go and talk to him about
something
these
to happen.
results.
Yeah,
There's
good
so
luck.
many abnormal results. So,
Uh,
and it's a video thing. It's not like even going into the doctor. It's like a video appointment, and he
Wow.
can't even do it till the middle of May.
Wow.
So I don't know what's going on. I have no idea, and my daughter's begging me not to go to work. Like, don't go.
Well, you
to
should
work.
listen to your daughter.
Yes. You're a strong woman. You're a mountain climber or horsewoman. You know, you do manual labor all the time.
Not so much anymore. I'm so exhausted all the time.
Oh, okay. But you're used to doing manual labor, taking care of your horses. You're a strong lady. You're going to be
Plus,
fine.
we need you around too, Chris.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, we
you're the
need
one
you
that's pulled us
too.
all together. You're the one that's pulled us all together. And
Because I love
I'm
you
always
all.
I'm always marveling that I never would have met any of you people before the internet.
I
And
Or
know.
or before Corona.
well,
Yeah.
My Corona.
I
That's
maybe
was joking.
another.
before
I was
Corona.
My
joking.
Corona. That's another one. Oh my God, my Corona. Okay, just to keep it on a happy note, I gotta do the my Corona one. Has
Why
to
don't we sing
happen.
it? Why don't we sing it? My Corona, my Corona, my Corona.
I want a
Sing it.
day where I don't even think about it. I don't look at it in any news stories about it. I just, I want to lose myself in some mindless entertainment and forget about it for at least
Oh
a
wait,
little
there's a.
while because you've got to get a break. You got to take a mental break from it,
I know. I agree. But sometimes it's fun to just deal with this kind of.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta laugh. My Corona.
Here's a prize for you,
My Corona.
my precious.
Oh, I bet. We have a tower still. We were dancing to
I
this
saw
kind of
there was
stuff
like
all
a
night,
meme
like
that was
2
running
nights
around
ago.
where they showed a poker table, and instead of chips, it was rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah, exactly. Toilet paper has a whole new entire value than it used to have.
Can't hear it really, Chris.
You can't hear it?
No, volume kind of faded.
Can no one hear
I
me?
dare you to prove this isn't a dream.
You really can't hear it? Right?
Oh, we're all in a holodeck simulation, right?
Yeah.
Could be.
You can't.
You
There's
can't
some
hear
math
it?
that supports it. Apparently.
Yeah.
Could the whole
Not that
toilet
string
paper
theory
thing
stuff.
be?
Okay.
Could the whole toilet paper thing just be a result of the Koch brothers or the single Koch guy that's left, and it just ramp up the prices? I don't know.
I don't know either.
How
There was
about
somebody. There was a store in Toronto selling a bottle of, one of those Lysol wipe bottles, $29.95.
That's bullshit. I bought them before the
Oh
fucking
shit.
panic buying. So, yeah, okay, Kokomo. We were dancing all night to this Saturday night. We were like, I'm so sore from dancing. I shouldn't have done
Yeah.
that. And I was exhausted. Like, okay, I'm sleeping for 3 days now. But we were playing these songs one right after another. Okay, I'm sorry, I won't subject you to it. But anyway, know that there's really cool, fun songs that help you feel better. Oh my God. Okay, really, we've been here for 2 hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
Can you
Gotta
believe we've
get
been
Jan.
here for 2 hours?
yeah.
I got an appointment watching Better Call Saul. I've been binge watching it. So
Better Call Saul.
Well, now that Star Trek Picard is free, I think I'll go binge watch that.
Yeah, I gotta find something else to watch. But by the way, you can watch Contagion on YouTube for free. The whole
No,
movie. I
no.
did. No, I did it last night. We watched it last night. The whole entire movie for free on YouTube.
And this is how you relax during this?
Yeah, I
Val got me
know.
into Alien.
I need to go somewhere else with my brain. I just can't. It's so hard. But no, what I do to relax is we were out with the horses today. We let all the two babies out and the mares out and but we have okay, there's the horse pens and we can open the gates and they can get between our house like where our lawn is and where the horse pasture is. There's this part in between where we keep the hay and we let them out and we just spend time with them and brush them and love on them and everything and that's what I do for my relaxation. When I come in, I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta deal with reality again.
Yeah.
Really,
Fuck.
really.
Well, I'm
Reality's
grateful
a
to
bitch.
still be here, that's for sure.
Yeah, but it was so fun because watching my daughter spend time with the horses and my son-in-law, and
That's nice.
it was so cool. Yeah, there's, uh, we've had some hard times because my daughter lost her horse a couple months ago. It was
Yeah.
so horrible. We were both there. Oh my God, she had a heart attack and died right in front of us. It was like the most traumatic thing I've ever been through as far as horse death.
Man.
So it was atrocious, and it was my very favorite horse's baby. So I gave to my daughter as a gift,
Uh,
and she was just getting back into horses, and then
I got my. I want to give everybody my. Oh man,
what's that, Buzz?
can I give everybody my movie picks for the week there, Val?
Yes, go ahead. Well, put Papillon up there. Papillon. Either one of them.
Okay, these are my movie picks: The Andromeda Strain and
Yes.
To the Far Side of the Sun. Okay, that'll cheer everybody up.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The first Andromeda Strain.
What's a dramatist shade?
It's
My
one of the
private
first
book.
virus pandemic movies. It's really
Oh,
good. It's really good.
is it more
Stay there.
realistic than the other one, the Contagion?
It's a little dated, but
yeah, it's spacey, but it's good. Everybody dies except for a couple people, I guess. But Journey to the Far Side of the
your blood
Sun,
turns to powder.
that'll cheer you up.
No, but really, is there anything good out that we can watch to really just take us out of this world?
Has anybody ever seen Moon with Sam Rockwell?
that's a
Came
good
out
movie.
years ago, but that's a really good movie.
Yeah, Mr. Right with Sam Rockwell was funny. That was great. Mr. Right, Sam Rockwell and Anna Kendrick came out.
The Green
Mr.
Mile.
Oh, I hate that one. Oh, that was so horrible to watch.
The Green
That
Mile.
one just hurt my soul. Watching
Yeah.
that, it hurt my soul. It was so hard to watch.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, it's
I can't
emotional.
watch The Green Mile. Oh my God,
How about Shawshank then?
I couldn't watch that. I mean,
Shawshank
I
is one of
watched that
my
one too.
favorite movies.
That hurt my
Shawshank,
soul too. That one hurt my soul too. Like I'm an empath. I can't watch that shit.
He is
I'm
an
like,
impact.
I can't
Well,
watch
put
that
things
What
shit.
I'm going to watch tonight is there's going to be a really wonderful aurora display up here in Alaska. So about 2, 3 in the morning, I'm just going to park my ass outside and look.
Oh, well, that
Wow.
would be nice. I'd appreciate that. That would be nice.
Take
Okay,
some video, Jim.
Resident
you're able
Evil,
to video it?
maybe. No, watch Soylent Green, says Kim Centeno.
I want to
Hmm.
enjoy it,
Yeah.
not look through my stupid little view
One
screen.
of Val's favorite, I think.
Watch
Yeah.
Fringe.
Pretty good.
What's
I like
Fringe, Osama? What's Fringe?
Fringe is awesome.
What is it
Fringe is
about?
awesome series.
What is it about?
It's Anna Torv's in that, and she's like an FBI. Isn't that the FBI agent or what was that movie with Duchovny and that other one that they had?
X-Files.
X Files. It's kind of an X Files sort of movie
Okay, so it's like aliens
series.
and
Yeah, but
stuff.
it's great and it's free too.
Night Gazar.
Yeah, it's on IMDb free. So
Andromeda is part of our galaxy, so I don't want it.
I recommend Cheers also. It's on if you have Hulu.
Chris,
Cheers.
you get on the
Cheers.
air
Cheers.
Dr. Pedersen's site.
Or the first
Peterson?
3 seasons of MASH.
Yeah,
Even be
that
a
was
Utah
great.
resident. Do you know who Dr. Pedersen is? Pedersen? He
Is
might
that
even be a Utah resident or California. Anyway, the guy has 4 degrees and may be silver, could help your conditions. Okay. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about, Marta.
Okay, okay. Here's a perfect one. I got a perfect movie, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh yeah, I saw
That'll
that
get your
2018.
mind off of it.
2018.
Not my thing.
Oh,
Never
okay.
that
The
one either.
Magic Christian with Peter Sellers and Ringo
Oh,
Starr.
Excellent
Sorry,
movie. There you go. That's a good one.
Jerry
Love it.
Sutherland.
Followed by
Not
one
my
point
thing.
DC, right?
Strawberry Fields. Well, remember that movie, Strawberry Fields? It had the Beatles and stuff in it. I don't know. Strawberry Fields Forever.
Remember Yellow Submarine? That
The
was
Blue
a
The
Meanies.
Magical Mystery Tour.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was great.
Most rheumatologists are snake oil purveyors. Use my experience as a physical therapist, and with my mother, they had her on prednisone forever. Now she's off and doing better. I will not be on prednisone. I'm sorry, that's not a cool thing. So I
No.
agree with that. For like, really, I totally agree with that, Marta. Um, that's not a good thing for my condition or anyone's. That's why, I mean, they were doing that anyway. Like, because of all my joint issues, they put me on prednisone. Like, that's the first thing they would do with my neck or my hips or my shoulders or whatever. They'd put me on prednisone, and I'm done with this, so I'm not even gonna freaking go to the doctor
You're
anymore.
not on prednisone now, are you?
Oh no, I've
Okay.
only
Hey, I
been on it, and then I got cortisone shots in my shoulders and my elbows and my foot and my neck and
Wow, you
everywhere.
sound like a stunt woman.
Ugh,
You had enough injuries to be a stunt woman.
I've had a lot of injuries, that's
You
for
never
sure.
fell off a mountain, did you?
I fell off a mountain.
Really? No shit.
Really?
No shit. Really? You fell off a mountain?
I kind of fell off a mountain. I was riding a horse up.
That scares me when you do that. Don't do that.
It was a long time ago.
Okay.
But I was riding a horse along the side of a mountain, and she fell she fell down. It was really, I did not like riding there. I don't like riding in places like that, but
Right.
people like to take chances. I don't like to take chances like that with my horses. I would never ride my horse where they were taking me. But yeah, the horse slipped, and it was on New Year's Day, and ever since then I know when I have something bad happen on New Year's, it just sets the tone for the whole year. And this year, I got in a huge fight with my family on New Year's.
Hmm.
And yeah, so it just set the tone for the whole fucking year. I'm sorry, guys. I had a bad New Year's, and now our whole fucking year's fucked. I'm sorry. It's my fault.
Happy 2020.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, this 2020's been a bitch so far, man. We're only 3 months into it.
Yeah.
Watch
Yeah.
Good
God.
Omens. You'll love it. Bill Kerman is recommending Good Omens. Okay, I
The only
like the
place
title
Hey,
of
you guys
that.
could watch the Ruddles, Let It Rot.
let it rot. I like that.
I'm gonna get
Good Omens.
get
Okay, Final Tap.
The parody on the
I like
Beatles.
the
Okay,
sound
this is
of that.
Final
That
Tap.
sounds good. Okay,
I got
we're over 2 hours,
This
guys.
is-
yeah, I gotta get
seriously,
going, guys.
You
seriously,
gotta go
Let
to
It
work in the
Rot.
morning or what? You gotta go to work tomorrow or what?
No, I don't
Okay,
have to
well,
work in the
what are you
morning.
complaining about? This is
Oh,
Movie Madness.
But my
We're
I know
like
it is.
those drunk, Chris, we're like
nobody's
those
working
drunk
now.
guests who refuse to leave at the
I
end of the night.
know you are.
God, no
But
kidding.
seriously, guys, Let
Nailed
It
it,
Rot
Lloyd.
was
Let me get it.
a parody of the
Sweetheart.
Beatles' Let It Be.
I'm
It was
out of
written by
water.
Eric Idle of Monty Python.
Dog was a good movie for the times.
Okay.
Spinal Tap,
I
says
going.
Osama. I haven't ever seen Spinal Tap, I don't think.
It was
I
like
Oh,
remember.
it's hilarious.
Is it?
Very
hilarious.
Oh
funny.
yeah, it's great.
I gotta get going, guys.
Actually, this is Spinal Tap.
All
That's
right,
the-
Pat. Love you. Thank you for coming.
Likewise.
Good to see you,
Appreciate
Pat.
you.
Me.
Say
Let me
hi to
know.
Okay.
your wifey and let us know when
Okay.
you're doing your thing.
Call me.
Well, thanks. I will.
Actually, I'm gonna
Hey,
go
bye.
make dinner.
Thank you.
So
Nice.
Adios.
I've been sort of chewing on a
All right,
salad here.
Jim.
Gonna
Have a
make dinner
very
here.
good night.
Adios.
So
I'm going to
good night,
join
all.
them and take off. So
Thanks for coming, Veg. I'm so
Okay.
happy
hey,
to have you.
my pleasure. It's
See
like
you,
a little party in here. It's
I know.
we have all these good friends, and
It
with all
is.
this social isolation and everything, it's more important than ever.
It
And
is more important
we
than
all
ever.
think alike. We're all kind of left-wing crazy people here. So
No,
you
no,
know.
no. Left wings are fine.
Yeah,
We're psychopaths.
Right wings are the crazies.
Yes, that's right.
They,
I
Let's-
yeah,
got an idea.
they do have a monopoly on crazy for sure.
I got an idea.
Well, the way I say it is, if 5 billion people say the sun is yellow, doesn't mean 5 billion people are correct.
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
I guess Dave wants to come. Dave, Independent Outsider. I just sent you a link again. Yeah, you guys can go if you want. Dave wants to tell a story about the Postal Service and what's happening with COVID. So.
Oh, Postal Service. I sent Sandy Shellis something last week, and she still hasn't got it. It's like okay, there's a border, but we're maybe 200 miles apart, right? So I don't know what's going on with the mail. I'll watch for that, but I have got to go.
Okay,
So thank you.
thanks for coming,
And-
Veg.
It's nice
I will
to
send you a
talk to
link.
everybody.
I will send you a link next week because we're isolating and we can do this.
We can.
So,
We can
yeah.
do this.
I will send you a
good
link.
meeting
We're
up with
going to
you, Veg.
diagnose you next week, man. We're going to diagnose you. And me.
So happy to
everybody.
have you anytime, Veg. Like,
All right.
really. I'll
So,
be happy.
yeah, good
Take
to
care,
meet up with
guys.
you there, Veg.
Yeah, nice meeting you. We'll be in touch.
Yep.
All right.
I think
Take
I'm going to
care
play
now.
a little Take a Pebble at the keyboards later.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Yeah. All right.
See ya.
Good
Bye
night,
now.
Veg.
Ciao.
Night.
All right, Dave, I gave you the link. Come on.
All right. See you guys. I'm going to go make dinner. So.
All right, thank you, Jim. Love having you on, Jim Massa. Science Stuck with Jim Massa. Make sure you go visit his channel and give him a like.
And Christine, don't go to work. Stay home. Get better.
I'm going to stay home at least for 2 days.
Talk to you later, Oz.
Yeah.
See you, Val.
Bye.
I'm out of here too.
Bye.
I'm outta
Bye,
here too.
Oz. Love you
Yeah.
so much. We'll
Ready
talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, shit. I gave you the wrong link. Fuck. I gave him
Man.
the wrong link. Damn it. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go into
I'm going to diagnose all of them. And I'm going to give myself the worst
I
diagnosis.
sent it in check your email. You both have it
Check your email.
in my email. I sent you an email. Look at your email. Oh my gosh. It's not that difficult. I don't know how to find it. Okay, wait.
You
Invite.
want the link?
I forgot how to do this.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Are you still on?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. Yes. So
Paste. Okay, here we go.
look
There's
for
the
that.
Zoom link. Sorry if I forgot that I copied and pasted something else after.
Okay, yes. And again, I want to thank you for what you do. This was a great show. It helped me out tonight because I wasn't going anywhere.
Oh man,
There
I
he
don't
is.
take you serious.
Good.
Hello, Dave.
There you go.
Hey,
Okay.
as soon as everybody knew I was coming, I guess they took off.
Scrammed.
So I wanted to just.
Where were you earlier?
I was hanging out with my wife. It was like the first time in forever, So, and I just wanted to jump on real quick and first off say thank you for letting me on.
Anytime, you know it.
And second off, I want people to understand what's going on with the Postal Service. Yeah. So last week we had, in our mail plant alone, we had 2 cases of COVID. My understanding is several people have been quarantined. The problem is that people are afraid that they also came in contact with whoever it is, and they're not allowed to self-quarantine, or they're not, being quarantined themselves. So
yeah, because only the wealthy or the uppers can do the self-quarantine.
Okay, can you repeat that? Can you repeat that again? You said that 2 workers,
two people who work in the Bethpage PNDC plant, mail plant, have been positively identified
okay,
as having COVID. Now, I know who they are, but I'm not going to reveal names or anything like that because of HIPAA. And they also won't tell you who they are. You just kind of play detective and you figure it out eventually. But what happens is that people who are in direct contact with whoever it is, like let's say you're a clerk and you work an induct line with a loader or a mail handler, the mail handler will be quarantined if you have it, or if if you're working directly with a partner and that person has you find out that person has COVID, they're going to quarantine you,
And they should.
and they should. But there are a couple of issues with everything that's going on. Number one, when we get floor talks, they try to save time, so they put like 40 people together. And obviously, we're not physically distanced. I don't like the word social distancing, by the way. We're not physically distanced from each other like they
Yeah.
say we should be.
I agree with
That's
you.
that's the first thing. The second thing is not everyone is being quarantined. And the way this works is, let's say you're quarantined and you turn out to have COVID-19. From the day you are diagnosed as having the sickness, they switch it from administrative leave, which is you're getting paid and you don't have to use your own leave, to you having to use sick leave, which makes
What?
absolutely, yeah,
See, my
that's
job is totally the opposite.
right.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna turn my camera back on a sec.
That's okay.
So I can talk to you. So my job, they kept pushing me to get tested for COVID, right? And because
We
I've been
can't
sick,
get tests. Yeah, we can't get tested.
we could get tested. Like I couldn't get tested the week before I got tested. Like
Right.
they're like, no, you don't qualify. You don't have a direct contact with a confirmed
Right.
case, or
Yep,
you
that's
haven't
the
been
yeah.
to Wuhan or whatever.
Right,
So I
right.
couldn't get tested at first, and then now they've changed it here so you can get it if you have all the symptoms. So, and I already had all the symptoms, so that wasn't any big thing. Um, so they actually gave it to me, but they make you pay for the flu vaccine and or not the vaccine, but the flu test and then the strep
Right.
test before they'll give you that test, and they have to be negative before they give you that test. Anyway, that's not the point I was trying to make. But okay, so my company paid for the time between the time I was tested to the time I tested negative, and since I was negative, they're not going to give me any paid leave anymore. Even though I'm still sick and I shouldn't go to work because I'm high at risk. I've never had high blood pressure in my life.
Right.
Now I have high blood pressure, and I have a fever that's been going on forever, and I don't have my full diagnosis with my autoimmune disorder, and I can't get it done. I got some more blood tests done, but I don't have my doctor's appointment till the middle of May. So anyway, no pay time off. I've been
There are a couple things that I want to mention too. First off, I say this on every stream that I go to. I don't know this individual, but any letter carrier I consider a postal brother or sister. So my heart goes out to the family of postal brother Hakan Kim, who was a letter carrier in the Bronx, who died from COVID last Wednesday.
Oh God.
Now, there's a bigger issue. Who's taking care of his customers? Who's taking care of the people on the route? A typical mail route is 400 to 600 stops. Who is informing those people? There's an issue here. People are not being tested because they don't have a fever, or they might have a sore throat, or they might exhibit symptoms,
But it spreads
and they're like,
asymptomatically, so it doesn't matter. You got to assume everybody has it.
right.
That's what scares me about going out in the public. So.
Here's the second. I'm telling everybody. I don't know if anybody really wants me to say anything. And supposedly this is an isolated thing. There was someone there's some place called the dock on our there are a bunch of different docks. There's a ball dock, there's a short dock, and there's a long dock. On one of these docks, there was a clerk They're called an expediter because they expedite the mail. They move the mail. They know what trucks move what mail when and all of that. This expediter contracted the COVID-19. There were people who came in direct contact with that person. They were quarantined. However, because management wasn't sure that they had COVID-19, they quarantined them, but they instructed them to come to the Bethpage PNDC building and meet in quarantine in the building in a conference room.
Together.
I don't know about together.
Yeah.
They may have been separated, but it doesn't matter because here's the issue. When they walk down that room, the truck drivers, a lot of them congregate there, and that's where their swing room is. Also, there are supervisors who have separate offices there.
Yeah, so they're
Also-
just requiring them to come even though they might be contaminated instead of having them quarantined at
Right.
home where they should be.
And this is how this thing. There's another mail plant. It's called Mid Island, and it's in Melville.
Mm-hmm.
Someone there contracted it. They worked in the truck yard. A similar thing happened. All of a sudden, truck drivers who were coming to our plant started coughing and they exhibited symptoms of being sick.
Did they get tested?
Supervisors told the employees just stay away from them. A couple days later, people in that dock, they were getting sick. The problem is this is not contained. You have employees who move from place to place. You have letter carriers. You have truck drivers that are mobile. That is the most dangerous part of this whole thing.
Oh yeah, they're not doing anything. Like when you think about it, think how hard it was for China to tamp this down. We're not even trying. We're not even. I mean, they're not even enforcing any of the stay-at-home orders at all.
No.
It doesn't matter. There's no enforcement whatsoever. It's spreading like fucking wildfire, and whatever. Half
China
of me is
is-
like, yay, go coronavirus because we're overpopulated. But the other side of me is like, fuck all that suffering. And well, people should have fucking listened to me in the first place and stopped having babies. But yeah, let's okay.
Slow down.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the people in China. First off, we have people from China. We actually had someone who was quarantined for 14 days because they were, in China for whatever it was, a wedding or whatever it was. And
they didn't
I actually
quarantine
saw
people coming back.
Well, no. They actually stayed wherever they were, and then later on came back, and everything was fine. But my point about that is that from what I am seeing, China, Korea, Taiwan, they are much more disciplined and they stay home. And the biggest issue with this is in order to stop a pandemic, you have to shut things down.
Yeah, exactly. You have to shut things down. But
America we are
is
essential.
Like, no, we can't shut things
right.
down. My freedom. You know what? I could give a fuck less about your fucking freedom when it comes to
right.
I mean, sorry, the environment. I mean, who asked the animals if they wanted to be fucked up and have no freedom to move from one place to another in their normal migration patterns because humans are interrupting it? I'm sorry, I have no sympathy for humans at all.
I have to say, I did notice after the second person was diagnosed. First off, you have a lot of people who have been tested and are waiting for the test to come back. So I'm almost guaranteed that somebody's going to come back with a positive diagnosis.
Did you get
more person at least.
Did you get tested?
I can't get tested. I can't get a test.
Really? But you had contact. Yeah. Did you have contact with that person?
Honestly, Not direct contact with her, maybe, because that person actually was in the office handing out equipment. But I don't know,
But you're
it's
in
been
like
long
the
enough.
epicenter. Why aren't you able to get tested if you had? I mean, they're getting most of the tests. My state isn't. How am I able to get a test and you're not? That's what I want to know.
I have no idea. I don't know. And,
I was shocked when they decided to give me the test, by the way. Totally shocked because I was already told I'm not going to be able to get the test. And then they saw me, they saw my blood pressure was up, short of breath,
right, right,
fever, and then they decided to give me the test. But I did not expect to get the test because I had no direct contact with someone who
right.
was positive.
I was I was in the ER when this first started with the abdominal pains, and they didn't give me. I mean, they gave me everything else. They gave me a CAT scan and everything else, and they just, you know, diagnosed it as abdominal pain. I actually didn't have any issue with
But
lung.
not all the people do. I mean,
Right,
they're saying it's just fever, shortness of breath, and a dry cough, but that's not necessarily true with everybody. Some people have no symptoms. Some people have
right,
gastrological symptoms, and I mean, you don't know. Some people just have like something that feels like a cold. Some people have something that feels like sinuses, and some people don't have any sense of smell or taste. Like there's all these
right.
things. Like it's changing all the time. The symptoms. Oh my God, I'm way over. Now I'm 2.5 hours. Dave, why didn't you come here at right on time?
Hey, can I ask him something?
Sure,
Sure.
Val. Go ahead.
Um, have they announced any like plans? Like postal service policies, like we're going to cut deliveries.
No, no.
They haven't
What?
told you anything. Anything at
Uh,
all?
Basically, the plan is no matter what, if there's a lockdown or a stay in place or any of that, they've given us credentials to go to the office no matter what. If we do decide to not come in, we have to use our own time. We're essential employees. If we do get COVID, obviously we're going to stay home under quarantine, but we're going to use our own time. If
Okay,
Yeah,
the postal service, from what I glanced at, is an essential. They're going to keep running it as long as
correct.
possible. But
Yes.
what happens when 90% of the workers are in quarantine?
Oh my
Do they
God.
have any plan for
They
that?
have they haven't gotten that far. Basically, what my plant manager has threatened is if people aren't coming to work because they're afraid of this, they're going to be assigned to other buildings. I don't even know if he can do
That's
that.
so bullshit.
The problem is by that point, other buildings are going to have COVID patients as well. So it doesn't matter.
But Kermit said my wife, a healthcare worker, had COVID-19, couldn't get tested, wasn't sick enough. See, that's
Right.
that's the first time I wanted to get tested because my bosses asked me to get tested, and they told you not, like they told employers not to ask your people to get tested for COVID-19, right? They still asked me to get tested. So I asked my doctor, and they're like, no, you're not sick enough to get tested. You don't have a direct contact. It doesn't, we can't do it. We can give
My
you.
question my question is what happens, well, first off, what happens when these tests that supposedly Amazon are creating are out there? How do we know that they're valid? And people who are clamoring for these tests are going to go, "Ooh, finally we get a test."
Yeah.
I don't know if the test results are going to be valid, but to your point, basically the plan is to tell us we're essential and continue to have us come in. And
Well,
if
they did make a movie called The Postman with Kevin Costner.
right,
That they continued the postal service way beyond
right,
an apocalyptic. But
yeah, hopefully I won't have to deliver in the dirt.
are
But
you?
yeah,
Are you a letter carrier?
I was a letter carrier for 9 years, and then in 2007, I became what's called a mail handler. I basically work inside a mail plant.
Okay,
The
so didn't they give you PPE? Like put on a mask, work in the plant, get a gown, gloves?
uh, I have my own gloves. The thing with the masks, they don't allow us to wear the N95s. They're just having us wear those dust masks.
Why won't
I
they allow you to wear those?
Because they're too scary.
What? So it's
I'm not
like if you
kidding you.
wear them, you're gonna make everyone afraid that there's really a
Yep.
problem.
Yeah. There's a guy that wore the $165 thing with the
Right,
things
right.
with the tubes
But what
coming out.
about
They're like,
just
no, you can't.
the paper N95 ones?
They were told, or they were telling us that we can't wear them now. The union's fighting it,
I
and
see nurses complain of that, like
yeah.
like a big corporate
Okay,
owned
but
hospital saying you can't wear these. As being a nurse, you can't wear these. You'll just instill fear in people if you wear them. That's so
You
fucking
know,
bullshit.
I think
Dave,
I think that's over.
You're wearing a mask
God, I
now,
hope
right?
so.
You're
I
wearing a
can't.
mask.
I can't. I have COPD. I can't wear those particular masks because if I can't breathe in those things.
Okay, but you can wear a surgical mask, right?
Okay, Shara
Wait,
Hana Ume, hold on just a second. Shara Hana Uma
you
Yuma.
have to wear a mask.
50 to 75% of cases are mild, even asymptomatic. They already lost complete control over this long ago. Now they're just trying to get to 60, 80% contained. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. But God,
Wear a mask, man, if you can.
yeah, if you can. But why won't they let you? I mean,
He was saying he has COPD, but
I
you know,
know, and I understand how that feels because I have a hard time sucking in air. And when I wear a mask, I get really claustrophobic and I can't hardly suck in air. So I can't wear a mask. I would be able to. I'd rather just stay fucking here and not go anywhere.
The ridiculous part is that the Surgeon General has said point blank that wearing a mask doesn't really do much.
Right.
And if you do wear one, you do have to wear the N95s. If you're gonna wear it, those are the only ones that are really gonna
Yeah,
do
they're
anything.
the only ones that work.
well,
Do you want me
no,
to send you a
that's
couple of those?
That's not totally
If you want.
correct, Dave. You know, a surgical mask, a bandana, it's better than nothing. Okay.
No, I have it. He needs like the N95 to
He needs
not
it,
get
but
himself.
if it's versus, you know, just a surgical mask, you're still getting some protection. You're not getting 100% protection, but you're getting some. You know,
Yeah, Miss Gal, this is
you wear
still going
gloves?
on. I'm trying to.
You wear gloves?
But here's the main problem. It's not about people like coughing in your face because people are staying the hell away from everybody. It is, you have to pull equipment, you have to like grab stuff off of equipment,
Right.
and then if you touch your face, that's where you're gonna
Yeah,
get the
droplet
problem.
spread, so it's on surfaces. So
Right.
if you touch the surface and then touch your face,
Even if you're wearing gloves, you know, then I gotta go and freaking, oh crap, I touched my
and he
face.
doesn't have an itchy nose, or I have sinus issues.
Right,
Like half
exactly.
the time, I'm like, I need to blow my nose. Okay, so am I supposed to run halfway across the freaking Home Depot to go to the bathroom?
Yes.
2
I do.
minutes.
I do.
Have no
Screw
choice.
it.
Go
I don't
wash
care.
my hands. And meanwhile, am I supposed to let my nose run down my face?
Yes. Yes.
I have
That's
to
the
touch my
situation.
face. No, you don't let your nose
Yes,
run
I
down your
have. I've been
face.
in the car
You
myself.
can't do that.
Terrible itch.
That's what this
No.
beard is for.
Itch it.
You'll
I've
now
been-
catch it.
You
I don't
know,
have one of those. I
here's
shave it
a,
off every once in a while, so I don't
right.
have one.
You
So
don't
here's
have a mustache. You're
yeah,
joking.
here's my
Joke, right?
here's my final point. We are begging management to clean the entire building. We've had
Yeah.
2 cases of COVID. We're begging them. Actually, Cory Booker,
Walk off
Robert
the fucking
Menendez.
job like Amazon is. Say fuck
Well,
this.
there are a lot of people that are doing that. Personally, I can't. You know, if it gets to that point, I will do it. I understand you don't like politics. There were senators that actually wrote a letter to the Postmaster General. That won't matter. But the only thing is that they listed a lot of good points that the post office should be doing that they don't do. One being they have to wash the building down. Now, our building is different. wasn't really designed to be a post office. It's the old Navy Grumman site. So what did they do? They built a ground sink. They want us to come to this sink, like right near the entrance,
Mm-hmm.
line up and wash our hands in TCE, trichloroethylene poisoned water. We're by the Bethpage plume. That is contaminated groundwater.
What the
So,
fuck?
so you want us to wash our hands with contaminated groundwater and soap. Wash the building so we don't cough and hack. There's dust everywhere.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I wanted to get
God.
that out.
And thank you for getting that out. I wish it was earlier in our show when we probably had more people.
It's
I
okay.
don't know how many people we have, but fuck, really?
Yeah. I'll come on again, the next time I'm off on a Monday. I will repeat this over and over and over
A
again.
lot of things might change before then.
I know, but I do have to say this. Thanks to the reporters of ProPublica, I actually spoke with one today. They are on top of the story. They're doing a lot of good investigating and reporting. So thanks to them. Check them out. And they did a lot of reporting on the letter carriers who are being pressured to continue to deliver because they don't have a doctor's note. Well, here's the problem. It's very difficult to get a doctor's appointment right now.
That's the problem I have.
Right. So
I mean, what I need is specialized care. I can't get to my specialist rheumatologist until the middle of fucking May. That's a month and a half away. Am I supposed to not get paid until then?
This is not just about one person. This is not just about one letter carrier. This is not about people playing the system. This is about protecting the public and
I think everybody should stand up for themselves. I'm serious. Everyone, if you're working for a corporation, especially people that are a corporation, and I think the postal system is still technically a corporation. It's like the city and all that, but they need to stand up for your rights and stand together. I am not. I told them I'm not going in, for the next 2 days, but that's all I can do without getting paid.
Right.
And but I said, I guess I'll go in still sick if I'm not going to get paid for the time I'm off. I can't afford to take it off. And then I asked my corporation a question about that because we're having a town hall supposedly.
Right.
Hey, I wish you guys good luck. I gotta go.
Okay, thanks, Val.
But dude, you got to think about your own protection, man. You can't count on them. But good luck to you, man. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good luck. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you, Val. Love you much. Have a good night.
I think about my protection every day, and I'm not wearing a mask. There's more important things to worry about. And listen, just take care of yourself and see this is the friggin' position people are put in. Either eat and potentially put other people in harm's way, or don't eat and stay home. It's ridiculous. One other thing to anybody who's listening right now or anybody who hears this later, coronavirus does apparently live on paper. I don't know for how long. Spray your mail down.
Hours on paper, and then it goes up from there. Like stainless steel lives the longest, up to 9 days, and it depends on temperature and humidity as well.
Right. What I say is don't take any chances. Spray your friggin' mail down. Do whatever the hell you got to do and protect yourself. I heard three days on metal. That's what I heard. Which, guess what? My mail plant is mostly metal, of course. So
yeah, of course. Stainless steel, plastic, all that stuff.
I wanted to get all that. I wanted to get all that out there. The basics out there, and I have basically, guys, check me out on Independent Outsider on YouTube. There's a lot more information that I've been talking about. Yeah, also on Facebook. But I've been doing a lot of videos lately on this subject. I know people are tired of it, but you gotta know what's going on.
It's what's right in our face right now. How do you not talk about it? That's what I want. I mean, there's some people that don't want to talk about it, but I'm sorry, it's right in our face. I'm
Yeah.
dealing with it personally,
Right.
so it's kind of important for me to deal with it. And we need our community right now too. So
Exactly.
everybody here, I really appreciate all the people in the chat. I love you guys so much.
Guys, I'm gonna go. I know
Okay.
she's about to
I'm
fall out.
exhausted.
She's about to
I've
fall out.
had a fever for freaking months. Okay, I'm really fatigued.
Listen, take care of yourself. Seriously,
Thank you, Dave.
take care of yourself. Stay home as long as you possibly can.
I will.
And,
but I need a check. I need to pay for those horses out there.
I know, I get it, but don't be coming over and hugging me. Don't
No,
be coughing on me,
Don't
girl.
touch me. I won't touch you. Okay, sorry. Neil Diamond did a great Sweet Caroline kind of parody with
Right.
reaching.
Thanks for having me on. I know I was late. Thanks for extending the show.
Of course.
Peace.
Always love. Okay, you guys. Have
Bye,
a
y'all.
very good night. Bye, book. Thanks, Torstein. Go to Torstein. I guess he's doing a show. I like your snappy hat. Look, I didn't want to do my hair. That's why I'm wearing a hat. It's like, fuck doing the hair shit. Not doing it. Good night, Jean and CB, buddy. Be safe. Dave, thanks for coming on. I always love having you. One of my very first YouTube friends. So, yeah, it's Dave. Good old Dave. Jean, I have 12 hours in paper. Yeah, it's hours in paper. Yeah, up to 9 days. Stainless steel, I guess, is the worst. See you guys later on Going South. Yeah, go to Going South. Green pilled TV, I think. I think that's still a thing. I don't know. I wish Torsten would come on and talk to me, but Shara Hana Yume, thanks for coming in. You now have a wrench. Take it seriously. You're now part of the family. So, all right, guys. I need to figure out how to get the fuck out of here because I'm tired. Good night, Chris. Love you. Thanks for coming. I'm so happy you made it tonight. But what else do we have to do, right? Yeah, there I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out how to shut the show. I'm sorry. I'm exhausted. I got up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, what the hell is wrong with me getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning? I'm trying to figure this out. So, all right. Love y'all. Have a good night. We'll see Wednesday. Hopefully Whitney feels better. She's not feeling well. If not, I'll have some female impersonators again, whatever the fuck. Anyway, have a good night. Talk to you soon. Bye.